Bloodborne. Today I'm going to be continuing my stream where I use only hunter tools. If you give me just a second, I'm going to start setting up the stream now, and then we will continue with the challenge. I also need to mute my other device that I'm using to read chat. That way you guys don't keep hearing the Discord notification sound from me. Alright, so I'm just going to start posting my links to like Twitter and stuff like that. I was thinking for today, I'm going to head into the Thumeru Chalice dungeon at the very start of the stream, because the next mandatory boss is the Shadows of Yharnam, and that's one of the harder battles in the run. That's one of the hardest fights in the run, so I would like to get a little bit of practice using the Executioner's gloves, and I want to get a little bit more blood echoes, maybe get like another level or two in Arcane if I can, because any extra damage is going to matter, because this is one of the harder fights in the run. Okay, stream is up. Got one or two more messages to send. And I should probably set it up so that I'm reading chat from YouTube Studio instead of reading it from the actual stream itself, because that would probably be a little bit more laggy. Okay. You know what? I'm also going to make a Reddit thread as well. I did that last week and it was pretty helpful. Let's see. Got to get my link again. The first, so normally when I stream from my PC, I can like set everything up ahead of time, which is really useful because then I usually start right away. Unfortunately, when I stream from my PlayStation, it's really hard to do that. It's like you just start streaming and then you kind of have to then set everything up like after the stream started, so it's a little bit slower. And then you kind of have to then set everything up like after the stream started, so it's a little bit slower. Let me mute myself. Let me mute myself. There we go. I could hear my own voice in the background. You probably heard like a repeat echo of my voice because of that. Okay, stream is up. Now I just have to make the Reddit thread. This should be the last thing that I need to do. You know what I did last week too that made it a little bit faster is that I made the Reddit thread ahead of time and then I just posted the link after I started streaming. I should have done that again. I forgot. Live stream 2. This is a video, I guess. All right. We are less than 1 minute before I actually start playing the actual game. All right. Let's make sure I can actually read chat. I have not read anything from chat yet today, so if anybody has said hello, I have not noticed you yet. Okay. Looks like Some Oak is here. He says, heyo. Aether says he's checking in. So we've got at least 2 people who showed up. All right, so I'm going to head right into Thumeru right away now that we're doing our thing. Thumerian Labyrinth. With the tools that we have available, this should be pretty easy. I haven't decided if I'm going to do all of the Chalice dungeon bosses yet. If I am going to do them, then, you know, we might as well start now. Just get started on it because it's going to take a while. There's a lot of mandatory chalices that we have to go through. And even if I'm not going to do it, this is just a good opportunity, like I mentioned earlier, to get a little bit of practice using the Executioner gloves and to hopefully get another level in Arcane. A few levels in Arcane if I can. Because we're going to need as much damage as possible to get through the Shadows of Yharnam. I believe when I did my very first test run of this challenge, I think this is the point where like I put the main game on hold temporarily, and I did exactly what I'm doing now, where I went into the chalices and I just got as many blood echoes as possible just to boost my arcane. I'm going to ignore a lot of the basic enemies. They don't give me much. Remember, one of the big things about this run is going to be resource management. I have to not, because every attack that I use is going to cost Quicksilver bullets or blood bullets. I only really want to attack in situations where I know I'm going to get enough blood echoes back, or I'm going to get Quicksilver bullets back. So in a case like this, I'll just run up here, grab the lever, and then run away from all these guys. They can't catch me anyway. I'm too fast. Oh, almost timed that badly. But instead, got the swag timing. Oh, nice. One of the guys died on his own. Whenever an enemy dies on their own, I'm always excited because it means I get some free blood echoes. Alright, so we've got plenty of tools available. We've got the auger. I think I've equipped the Executioner's gloves, Molotov cocktails, and we have our flame sprayer to rely on if we need to. I keep forgetting to buy Bone Marrow Ash. Bone Marrow Ash makes the flame sprayer a lot better. Alright, I'm gonna use the auger mainly if I can. It's the most efficient damage. Okay, it does good damage. Oh, that's bad though. Okay, so I have to find a workaround for that. So if I hit him with the auger of Abritus, he can kick me before I can get out of the way. If I hit him with the Executioner's gloves, the damage is almost as good, but it costs more bullets per cast, but it's also safer. So I think I have to do this. Yeah. This is fine. So the problem is going to be, we're going to have to be constantly restocking our blood bullets. This is something I learned how to do when I did my gun-only run, is you have to just constantly be restocking bullets. And as a result, you really have to make sure that you don't get hit by enemies, because you need to use your blood vials to make bullets instead of using them for healing. Nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restock every 2 hits here. Against this enemy in particular, you have to be very careful, because if he sees you healing, he will immediately jump on you. Which means while we're restocking, we have to be careful not to get hit by his jump attack, like as you saw right there. Honestly though, we're doing fine. He's not going to be able to get us. As long as I just keep dodging out of the way. Oh. That one's going to probably... Oh wow, see the tracking on these is so good. Even when he jumped behind me, the Executioner glove projectile still wrapped around behind me and still hit him. That really shows how powerful the Executioner gloves are and why they're needed for, like, for example, against the Shadows of Yharnam. Okay, so I'm going to get the lever on the next floor, and then I'm going to have to go back to the Hunter's Dream and restock. One of the downsides of a challenge like this is you can't just run through content. You have to keep going back to restock vials and bullets. Whereas if I was doing a normal playthrough, I could just run through all 3 floors of this dungeon. Some Oak says, nice quick sweep. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was pretty clean. That was a pretty clean victory. I'm a little bit over-leveled for this dungeon, but at the same time, of course, I'm restricted in what I can actually do because it's a challenge run. So I mostly had to rely on the power of the Executioner's gloves for that. Okay, I believe the lever is this way. Oh, by the way, I turned off all of the stuff in my house that makes background noise, so that's good. But unfortunately, on the other hand, if anybody drives by outside, you're probably going to hear them, so that's bad. Okay, this guy is a real pain. Yeah. I honestly, I've played, I don't even know how many hours of Bloodborne I've played at this point. Hundreds, for certain. Hundreds of hours of Bloodborne. And I still cannot dodge that guy at all. I have no idea how to deal with him. The big fat guy who rolls around with the hammer. Oak says, or if they rev their motorcycles. Yeah, motorcycle dude. If motorcycle dude is out there, you're gonna hear him for sure. If anybody drives by, you're gonna hear them for sure. Oops, stepped on a trap. Anyway, that the big fat guy who rolls around with the hammer, he's not very common. Like, you don't see him very often in the game, and as a result, you don't really get much practice fighting him. I'm gonna try this fight without going back to restock. I have more than 50 casts available, so I should be okay. Especially with the augur being strong against this matchup, I'll show you why. So when you hit these guys, they fall down instantly, and it solves almost all of the problems with this fight. Like, one of the problems with this fight is that these enemies are very scary because they can hit you very hard. These guys, when you hit them with the augur, they just fall down instantly. So they can never hit you or deal any damage to you. And they don't have good magic resist either. You can actually parry them. It's difficult to do, though. But yeah, I'm going to be able to clear this, even with just 15 bullets. Yeah, you can technically parry them if you time it right, but the cast time on the augur is way slower than a gun. Alright, so the last thing we have to do is just kill this guy. Should be pretty quick. He can only take a few hits. I think this is the first time in this playthrough that I'm really showing off how powerful the augur of Abritus is. I mentioned before that it does so much damage for just one Quicksilver bullet, and now you're really seeing it. Oh, see, I got the parry that time. You have to really start casting really far in advance to get the parry. But that fight pretty much went as clean as it could possibly go. I'm just going to go ahead and move right to the next floor. I'll at least hit the lever, and then if we have the opportunity, or if we need more vials or more bullets, then we'll head back to the Hunter's Dream. I haven't used the Flame Sprayer in a very long time, as I mentioned. Once you get the Augur of Abritus, it kind of ends up being your main attack. Oak says very much, just smashing those guys. Yeah, I mean, I just destroyed them. I think they took 4 hits each, maybe, which is pretty, like, for a boss to only take 4 hits, that's pretty crazy. I think I did about as much damage as you would do if you were hitting them with parries and visceral attacks. Okay, so this level is a little bit annoying. Fortunately for us, we're not going to deal with any of the stuff that the game wants you to deal with. We're just going to run past everything. Like an entire horde of summoned monsters. Like, if you stop to fight all these guys, it would take forever. Even if you kill the Bell Maidens, it doesn't get rid of all of them. And that guy, when he rings the lantern, it like summons a bunch of guys. There's a ghost in here that we're not going to fight. There's guys like that room that I just ran through. There are, I think, 10 enemies that shoot arcane projectiles like all across the map. There's a reason I'm going in here, and it's to get the lever. But I have to go upstairs as well. Alright, I have to draw this guy away from the lever first. And then these guys followed me really far. Oh, just the guy with the lantern followed me. Okay. I don't think I'm going to stop and fight these guys. I think I'm just going to head upstairs. I have to go upstairs to get the chalice. I don't think it's one that I need, but I'm going to get it anyway just in case I want it later. Alright, don't hit me. Nice. That was really close. If that guy hit me, I don't think he would have knocked me off the ladder with one attack, but it still would have been annoying. Alright, so I believe this is the root chalice. This is either the Hintertome chalice or the root chalice. It is the... Oh, it's just tomb mold. I'm so stupid. You don't need that item at all. Maybe there's what up here. I'm going to check up here just in case there's something up here that I need. And then we'll go downstairs, and I guess we'll fight the boss. Although I feel like we might be lacking in bullets. Get it just to flex. Yeah, just that 1-2 mold is going to be really important for the run, I promise. I don't always remember 100% like where every single item in the game is. There's nothing up here, is there? This is one of those things I do every single playthrough. I run up here and I run around this entire balcony just in case there's something up here, and then there never is. There's no door over here. Yeah, there's nothing here. There is literally nothing here. All right, back downstairs. Ooh, there's a bagman here. All right, let's run across. So I believe the way out should be back over here. What I could have done is just use the Bold Hunter's Mark, but we're already here anyway, so let's just do it this way. If you heard that explosion back there, that was also the sound of a cannon. I forgot, in addition to everything that I mentioned, all of the big guys who cast arcane projectiles, the army of summons, the ghost, all the other stuff, there's also a guy with a cannon who tries to shoot you. I think I have to explore this treasure room. You know what? Let me get rid of this guy. I'm going to go explore this treasure room in case the chalice is over here. And then we will either restock our bullets if we need to, or we'll just go fight the boss. We did pretty good against the bosses so far. I think we've got enough damage. Question is how much HP he has. Because right now we're basically relying on the Augur of Abretus. You know what? I'm going to kill these guys just so that they don't bother me while I'm fighting the stronger guys. Yeah. Alright. I believe it knocks down this guy. Yeah, this is another enemy where, like, he's really dangerous because of the fact that he can poise through your attacks and hit you really hard. But the Augur of Abretus just knocks him on the ground, so he becomes not dangerous at all. There's so many cases like that. I think the Augur of Abretus is just an amazing item. Probably one of the most powerful attacks that you have access to in the game. Between the cast speed, the damage, the knockdown, and the bullet efficiency. Nice. Honestly, the Quicksilver bullets and blood vials that we pick up while exploring really help to counteract the cost of casting spells while exploring. Alright, I think the door is actually back over here. Free blood vials. You know what, by the time we get to the boss, we might actually be fully restocked. By the way, there's a couple of more lurkers who just joined. Thank you for joining in. We love lurkers here. Right now, I'm currently doing a Bloodborne challenge where I only use hunter tools for the entire playthrough. I'm not allowed to use any trick weapons. I'm not allowed to use any guns. I can't use visceral attacks. So even if I parried an enemy, I couldn't hit them with a visceral attack because my fists are not a hunter tool. I can't hit enemies with my fist, which kind of was more important at the very beginning of the run. If you watch the beginning of the run, you would understand why this stuff is important, because to defeat Father Gascoigne, you basically have to hit him with almost every single oil urn and Molotov cocktail that you can find at the start of the game, and if you miss him, you basically have to restart the entire run because you don't have enough damage to kill him and you can't buy more oil urns. So the Father Gascoigne fight is pretty tricky, but that's the reason why I specifically say that I'm not allowed to use my fists, because that would kind of change this into a challenge where you just punch Father Gascoigne a bunch of times. Okay, how do I get out of this place? Do I go back upstairs? Yeah, the door's back upstairs. Sorry, I was trying to remember exactly where I was. This should be the way back to the boss room, and considering we're on basically full blood vials and full bullets, not quite full, but close enough, we can go ahead and fight the boss. I think we're going to clear this chalice right now. Now, I believe there's a pretty big difficulty spike going into the next chalice, so we might just go deal with Forbidden Woods now. I'm going to... Oh, okay, it's Watchdog. For some reason, I thought it was the Thumerian Elder. It's actually the Watchdog. He always opens with this charge attack, even if you get really close to him. Okay, he doesn't have very good arcane defense. Oh, that's really good. You can break his leg with a single cast. Alright, back off. Alright, I might switch over to the Executioner gloves at a certain point. Ooh, that might hit me. No. I might switch over to the Executioner's Gloves at a certain point, because the recovery after you use the Augur is pretty difficult. Okay, I'm going to dodge here, and then hit his leg, break the other leg. The recovery frames after you use the Augur are pretty tough. It takes you a while to get back into a position where you can dodge again. And for that reason, it might be better to pelt him from afar with the Executioner Gloves for the rest of the fight, especially because it's a... One of the difficult things about this fight is that he actually speeds up when his health gets low. So most bosses in these games have phases where they change their moveset later in the run. Watchdog is a little different. He basically uses the same moveset for the entire fight, he just gets faster, and that can really throw people off, and it's one of the reasons why this can be a difficult fight. It's because you're used to him attacking at a certain speed, and then he suddenly starts attacking you like he's using the same attacks, but he's doing them faster, and it can throw off your dodge timing. I'm not going to do anything when he uses this fire attack. This is good. This is one that's easy to counter. Right in the face. Ooh, nice. If you break his face, that's really good. His face has the highest defense of any of his body parts, but if you break it, it takes a ton of damage, as you see now. Once you break his face, the fight is pretty much over. It's hard to do, but if you can do it, it just like it completely destroys all of his defenses, and it makes him take a lot of damage in the body part that usually takes the least damage. A couple new people just stopped by. Marseos is here. He says, my bones have yet to recover from last night, but the catharsis of seeing giant monsters slaughtered is too much to pass up. Yeah, I just completely obliterated the Watchdog. That fight went really well. I'm glad that I switched over to the Executioner's Gloves at the end there. It seems like they... so the Executioner's Gloves, they do a little bit less damage than the Augur of Abretus, but they take more Quicksilver bullets to fire. So they are very inefficient compared to using the Augur, but the problem with the Augur is you have to be close to the enemies, and it has a long recovery time after you cast it. So it's very strong against the enemies that it can knock down or kill in one hit. But if you can't knock down an enemy and you can't kill them in one hit, it's very difficult to use. It's not as strong. Okay, I don't have enough echoes to make the Central through Mara challenge, so let's just go run through Forbidden Woods now. Which should be here. Got 4 lurkers in the chat today. Hello, lurkers. Got 3 likes on the stream today. Thank you for the likes. Alright, so we're getting back to the main game now. We're going to run through Forbidden Woods really quick. I came up with a... I believe we came up with a really good route during the last playthrough where we were able to run through the first section and then open up the path to Yosefka's clinic. I think we did that already. Let me check. Let me make sure I have my Canehurst summons. Yeah, I have my Canehurst summons already. The only problem is that for some reason I didn't open up the elevator, so maybe that wasn't on this run. Maybe that was the other run I was doing off stream. Alright, we're gonna have to go through and open up the elevator first. I thought it was already open. Alright, let me get this guy to shoot. And then I'll take out this guy. Oh, locked onto the wrong guy. Ooh, that's really unfortunate. I'm gonna get shot. Yeah, see, that's where the long recovery time comes into play. Alright, so I have to be careful because I can't kill these guys in one hit with the Augur. They survive with just a tiny little sliver of health, unfortunately. Because of that, I think I'm going to run through the area slowly and fight these guys with a more cautious approach. Hit him in his recovery frames. Yeah, they're just surviving on 1 HP. I should have just... If I could just get one more level, it would really help. Because my damage is just a little bit lower than what I would like. Alright. Literally, like, these guys are surviving with 1 HP. It's insane. He gets back up. At least with these small guys, I think if I hit them while they're in their recovery frames, the bonus damage should be enough to finish them off. Alright, let me take care of this guy. Since I can't kill him anyway, I might as well just... since I can't kill him with 1 hit anyway, I might as well just use 2 attacks instead of trying to time the first attack. Alright, so we're going to go this way. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't open up the elevator last stream. I guess... I'm not sure. I think I must have just done the Yosefka route. And then... Oh yeah, I remember last stream I noticed that you can't kill these dogs through the cages either. You can do it with basically every weapon except for the Augur of Abretus. I believe I have the church set already. No, I do not. Oh wait, hold on. No, I don't. Okay, I'll go up here and grab that really quick. Marseille says, is it possible to do a gun-only run? Not only is it possible, I have done it 4 times. The stream archive on my channel is privated right now, but I will... Oh my god, those things are so loud, I'm sorry. I will make the stream public again if people want to watch it. But yeah, I've done gun-only already. It's really fun. It's one of my favorite ways to play the game. I've done arcane only, like the Hunter Tool challenge that I'm doing right now. I've done 2 test runs off stream, and then a few like incomplete test runs just to like practice against specific bosses. And this is the first time that I'm doing it on stream. Knock him down. All right. I think I got the parry. Nope, I didn't get the parry. He's dead anyway, but it would have been cool if I got the parry. Marseilles just kind of laughed in response to what I said. Yeah, it's possible though. I've done it before. I haven't seen anyone else who's actually done it before. The closest I've seen, I've got my Beast Roar now, by the way. That's a Hunter tool, so I can use that if I want to. There's not much use for it in this run, unfortunately, but I can use it if I want to. Anyway, the closest thing I've seen are people who have done runs where they use the gun as their main form of offense, but they use visceral attacks, which in my opinion, a visceral attack is not a gun. It is your fist. Your fist is not a gun. The runs that I've done, I have done gun-only runs where I do not use visceral attacks. I only use the gun. So I don't know for certain that I'm the only person who've done it, but I'm the only person whose run that I have seen who has done it. Alright, so if I get that guy on his recovery frames, I can one-hit him, so that's good. These guys I don't think I can one-hit. Yes, I can, because they have lower health and lower defense. Which is good. I get a few more Molotovs here. They just go into storage. If I have to use Molotovs later, I won't have to buy a bunch more. Alright. I'm going to run in here. There's a few Twin Bloodstone Shards. I don't need them for this run, but when I finish this challenge, I'm going to use this character as for my 74 Arcane build that I have planned out. So I might as well just pick up upgrade items while I'm here, so I have them for later. I hate when those guys fall through the floor. That's... because they drop blood vials and they drop twin bloodstone shards, which are items that I really want. Alright, these guys are hard to kill with the auger. I'm going to use the flame sprayer. Yeah. This guy, I'm going to try to get him on recovery. I don't think I got it. Nope. Unfortunately, you don't get counter damage on a parry. It's really weird. The way counter damage works this way is very different from how it works in Dark Souls. So in Dark Souls, if you hit an enemy while they're attacking, you get counter damage, and this is what makes thrust weapons like the rapier and spears so good, thrusting swords and spears so good. In Bloodborne, it's very different. You only get counter damage when the enemy has actually finished their attack, and they're in the recovery frames. By the way, if you have problems with this cannon, this is the best way to do it. So you go through that first house over there, you can sneak through this side area and get in here, and while you're in here, if you immediately run out and hang to the right, the cannon can't hit you. The guy just can't fire it fast enough to catch you, and then you can just kill him, and you'll never get hit by the cannon ever again. Alright, I don't need anything from those houses, so I'm not going to go back. I'm just going to pick up this item over here. I don't need the cannon. I won't be able to use it on this build. I guess I could sell it. You know, let's go grab the cannon and sell it. It's worth money. I can't remember how much it's worth, but it's definitely worth something. I'm also going to take out this guy here. He has a lot of health. Jeez. I think it's a combination. He's got a good amount of health, but he's also got good arcane defense. Alright, 4 hits to kill these snake guys. We're probably not going to fight very many snake guys in the Forbidden Woods, given how many hits it takes to kill them. Probably the main argument in favor of fighting these guys is that they do give very good blood echoes, and at this point our echo cost per attack is very efficient. because of the auger. Ooh. Because of the way the auger works, we get like 5 attacks per blood vial, which means we can afford to kill basically any enemy that takes 5 or fewer attacks to kill. We're already back up to 18,000 blood echoes, so we will be able to gain at least one more level before we fight the shadows. I believe there's a bunch of poison knives here too. I don't allow myself to use poison knives. They are technically hunter tools, but the idea of this run is actually more of, it's like an arcane item type challenge, but it's very hard to convey that in as few words as possible. If I say arcane only, that means that like I could use a trick weapon converted to arcane damage, which isn't true. That's not what I'm doing for this run. And if I say like items only, that's also not true, because you could use because I do allow myself to use like the flame sprayer and the torch, and those are not items. So yeah, basically it's like all of the I can use all of like the items and the left hand weapons that deal pure arcane scaling. So anything that uses only arcane scaling but not trick weapons. Which it takes like 50 words to say. Honestly, that was like 100 words. It takes like 100 words to say everything that I just said. It's a lot easier to just say hunter tools only. And I mean, it's basically accurate. Ooh, that actually worked out in my favor. A lot of times when that happens, when you hear the sound of the parry go off, because I got a parry there, a lot of times when you hear the sound of the parry go off and then the enemy grabs you, a lot of times they will grab you and the parry won't work. For some reason, in that time, it worked in my favor. He grabbed me, but the parry actually interrupted the grab, which is the opposite of what usually happens. I'm going to join the league while I'm here. Join the league. I get my impurity rune. Won't be using it for this run, but once I'm done with this run, I will use it for like co-op and stuff like that. Got another lurker who just stopped by. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, by the way, I got a comment on my last stream from a new first-time viewer named Ducky. I guess they didn't see the stream, but they watched the archive afterwards, and they left a comment on the video. So I just wanted to say thanks for that. I should have said it earlier in the video, but if you're watching again, I will say thanks for leaving that comment from Ducky. And thanks for checking out the stream as well. A lot of my streams usually don't get very many views after the fact. They usually, like, any streams that I get during the stream, and then, like, afterwards, YouTube doesn't really recommend it to that many people. But just recently, I've been actually getting streams like this one where people do watch the archives afterwards. I got like an extra 50 views like after the stream ended, which is more than I usually get, so it's pretty cool to see that. That was a counter damage hit. You see it went, the first hit did like 150, the second hit did like 300. The extra damage from counter damage is insane in this game. It's hard to line it up, like I was mentioning earlier. It's not as easy as it is in Dark Souls, but the amount of extra damage you get is really good. I'm gonna check to see if the flame sprayer can take out these guys. Not very efficiently. I'm not gonna waste 3 bullets on every one of these snakes. So I will just run through. Get all of the twin bloodstone shards and the runes that I can while I'm here. There is probably one group of enemies that I'm gonna need to fight. Oh, wasted a bullet there. Oh well. If you don't know how to navigate through the Forbidden Woods, I'm going to teach you a very helpful trick. So you basically, as you start out, you drop down from the ledge where I showed over there, and then you just hug the right hand side as much as possible. If you just stay to the right, it's kind of like maze theory. If you just stay on the right hand side and you just go around the perimeter, like I'm doing right now, like I'm always keeping the wall to my right and going in a big loop around the area while staying along the right-hand wall. you can grab, like, you won't miss any runes. Like, you get the clear deep sea rune, you get the twin bloodstone shards. I've got all the twin bloodstone shards so far. And then, like, we just go back down this ramp and then we continue. We keep this wall right here to our right hand side. I'm gonna run over and grab this item really quick. So if you want to go down there, there's another rune down there you can get. There's a bloodstone chunk in here, which I am going to grab. I'm not going to go down there and grab those runes. Hold on, let me get out of death range first. I'm not going to go down there and grab those runes that those snakes are guarding. You can go down there if you want to. The reason being because, hold on. So while you're hugging the right-hand wall, you'll eventually come to this area where you can drop down this ledge. Once you drop down this ledge, you're pretty much safe. You've pretty much navigated through all of the difficult parts of Forbidden Woods. Okay, so the reason I'm not grabbing those runes is because I can just go and get them. I can go and get the tier 3 versions later in the Chalice dungeons. So there's not really any reason for me to fight really difficult enemies just to grab tier 1 versions of runes when I can just go get the tier 3 versions later. I don't know why that did not hit him. He must have been just outside of the range. Okay. So, two things. When you drop down this ledge, this is where the shortcut is. So when you're going back to fight the boss, this is the route you're going to take, the route that I just showed you. You run along the right-hand wall, and then you drop down that ledge, and then you'll just go through that shortcut. The other thing is that while you're navigating for the first time, so basically starting from the point where I am right now, your goal is always going to be to decrease in elevation. So you start at the top of the Forbidden Woods, and you want to get to the bottom of the valley. So going from up here, no matter where I am, if I'm ever lost, the only thing I need to do is just head downwards. So you can see this way left leads up, this way right leads down. So I'll follow this road. You can just run past this guy. Again, if you look left here, the path goes up. If you look right, the path goes down. So you just go down. Just always decrease in elevation. And then once you get to the river, you can just follow the water. And the water will lead you to the boss fight. I'm going to deal with this pig first so he doesn't run at me and kill me from behind. Get him with a counter hit. This should be a counter hit. Okay, so the first one was not a counter hit, but that one was a counter hit. I am going to go... So, if you're following my instructions, what you would normally do is follow this river here and go that way, which leads to the boss. The reason I'm going this way is because I want to get clockwise metamorphosis, which I believe is over here. That's going to give us a little bit of extra HP. We don't have very many runes that we can equip in this run that really do very much for us. And boosting our HP is going to be helpful. Which honestly, that's kind of true for most Bloodborne playthroughs anyway. A lot of the runes, you don't really need them for much. Okay, arcane damage is good against these guys, so that's good. A lot of the runes, you don't really need them for much, but... and for that reason, just boosting your HP is usually the best thing to do. Ah, I messed up my throw. If you throw at the guy in the center, you can hit all three of those guys with one shot. With one Molotov. Marceo says, Pumbaa had them eldritch roids. Good God. Let me try to make sense of what he just said for the viewers at home. He's talking about Pumbaa from Lion King. So he was referring to the pig that I just killed. And then eldritch roids is probably referring to the fact that he was very buffed up by that eldritch magic that a lot of the enemies have in Bloodborne, which, by the way, if you're playing Bloodborne casually, if it's your first playthrough, this is like the first time in the game where you're really going to see, like, aliens. Like, you're just wandering around and then suddenly there's just, like, aliens. So up to this point in the game, you've mostly been fighting, like, monsters, like werewolves and beasts. And then suddenly, like, you're wandering around the Forbidden Woods and then you just encounter aliens, which is, like, mind-blowing. This is like, the turn. This is the point in the game where you realize, like, this is not, like, gothic horror. This is eldritch horror. And from this point in the game forward, you're going to start dealing with, like, incomprehensible nightmares and aliens and, like, space slugs and all of that other stuff. Okay, so this path straight ahead leads to a shortcut, which is not exceedingly useful. If we head down in elevation, it's going to lead back to the main river. And then if we follow the river, essentially, like I said, you go down in elevation as much as possible. And then if you follow the river will just lead you straight to the boss. So that's all you need to do to navigate Forbidden Woods. You go down in elevation, you head down to the bottom of the valley. If you're ever lost, just look for the path that leads down. Every path that leads down eventually leads to the river. And then once you're at the bottom of the valley and you're at the river, you just follow the river to the boss. And you can navigate Forbidden Woods in like 1 minute flat. It's a very fast run. Alright, here's another pig. What I'd like to do, if I can, I want to lure him into the flames. Come here, buddy. It's just a funny way to kill him, honestly. It's not really necessary. Okay, he wants to do that instead. Oh yeah, so here he goes. So he will... No, he doesn't want to do it. Okay. You can get him to do it. He doesn't want to do it today, but that's okay. I'll kill him with the auger. So you can get him to... If he does his slamming attack, you can get him to land on top of the fire, and then he basically just dies from fire damage while he's in his recovery frames. Marcelo says, we just need Lovecraft's insane levels of aquatic fear now. Yeah, so the DLC is very Lovecraft inspired. Particularly the Shadow over Innsmouth, with the abandoned fishing village that basically has all of these fish monsters. There's like an army of fish monsters. That's basically the entire Bloodborne DLC is the fishing hamlet. It's literally Innsmouth. Alright, there is one thing I want to do. I'm going to move. I thought that I normally put my Bold Hunter's Mark in this slot. I actually normally put it in this slot here. And I put the lantern in this slot, which I don't think I have it yet. Yeah, but when I get the lantern, I'm going to put the lantern in this slot. Bold Hunter Mark goes in this slot. And we are going to go back to restock our Quicksilver bullets and level up our Arcane. As I mentioned, Shadows of Yharnam is one of the most difficult fights in the entire run. I think the two most difficult fights are Gehrman and Shadows. And then Gascoigne is technically not difficult. If you practice the fight, you can make it very easy. But if you lose the Gascoigne fight, you have to restart the entire run. So you could definitely make a argument that it's one of the most difficult parts of the run, just because the margin of error is so punishing. Marcelo says, oh god, I hate Innsmouth. Not even because of moral reasons. Innsmouth just reeks of bad fish smells. Yeah, it's probably a very stinky village. Alright, so let's level up our Arcane. We've got max stock on our vials and bullets, so we don't need to restock anymore. Technically, see, this kind of hurts me because if I was playing the game normally, I always tell people buy as many vials, buy as many bullets as you can, as many as you need, and you won't ever have to complain about farming for blood vials or farming for blood echoes. But when you get to the point in the game where I'm at, where you almost never get hit by enemy attacks, and you almost never run out of blood vials, I don't know how I got a Raider Palash. I must have picked it up while I was in Canehurst. Let me put away all the items that I'm not using so I don't accidentally do that again. Yeah, so put away the Raider Palash, put away the can. Actually, hold on. Oh, I know why I got it. I was going to sell it, which I'm going to do now. Yeah, I'm going to sell the Raider Palash. I'm going to sell the cannon. Okay, that's what I was supposed to do. I knew I forgot something important. Yeah, let's sell all of the weapons that we've picked up that we can't use. Might as well just get these now. I'm going to need them eventually. It helps manage our insight before we get to Murgo's Loft and the Nightmare of Menzies. Okay, so let's sell the Raider Palash, which that was a good investment. That was 11,000. Let's sell the cannon. That's a good investment. Evelyn's 11,000. Yeah, we just got like 30,000 souls from the stuff we picked up. These we could sell, but they're not worth very much, so it's not worth the time it would take. I'll do that off stream. It would not be very exciting for you guys. Oops. It would not be very exciting for you guys to watch me sell all of those. Okay, we can probably get another level or two of Arcane. We can get 3 levels of Arcane. Yeah, let's go 37 Arcane. I want to get as much damage as possible for the Shadows fight. And every level of Arcane also boosts our defense slightly, so that's going to reduce the chances of us getting killed. I'm going to buy 2 Molotovs while I'm here, and then I'm going to spend the rest on vials. But yeah, typically I advise players to spend as much on bullets and vials as they can so they don't have to complain about grinding, farming for them later. But in my case, it's better to level up my arcane as much as possible because I know that I'm not going to run out of vials or bullets because this is a challenge run. Kind of went on a tangent there, but either way. So I've done everything that I can possibly do to get ready for this fight. It's going to be pretty brutal. These guys dodge to the side, which makes it so you can't hit them with Molotovs. It's very difficult to hit them with the Augur of Abretus. I might try, but it might not even be worth it because it would just be a waste of bullets. So your only option is to use the Executioner's Gloves, but the Executioner's Gloves are very expensive to use. They don't deal as much damage. So you really have to hit as many shots as possible. You have to make sure the enemies aren't hitting you, because if they hit you, then you have to use vials for healing. If you use vials for healing, then you can't use them for blood bullets. It's like, it's a really resource-intensive fight. Another thing I just realized too is because I don't allow myself to equip guns or trick weapons, I can't equip a gem that restores my health over time, which is a little sad. I'm the kind of person who almost always has the HP +2 regen on my blunderbuss, and then later on, once I get access to depth 5 FRC, I usually get a HP regen +5 gem, and we cannot do that here. I have no regen whatsoever. So in situations like this where my health is like just slightly below full, I can't get it back to full unless I use a waste of blood vial, which I don't want to do. So anyway, so we're going to follow the same route as before. We're going to hug the right-hand side, and then we're just going to go downward in elevation. We're going to head to the bottom of the valley. Now that the shortcut is already open, we can just use the shortcut. There you go, the shortcut's open, we'll run right to the boss. Okay, so we're going to rely on Executioner's Glove as our main form of offense. I've only been streaming for less than an hour, and we're already back to the shadows, so we're doing pretty good. Now, granted, last run in the first hour, we got through like 3 bosses, but we're kind of in the phase of the run where we have to do prep before each boss now. So the fights are a little bit easier, but you have to prepare for them ahead of time. You can't just go from like one boss to the next one. Alright, so I believe I'm going to go for the mage first. Normally I go for the sword fighter first, but that is predicated on the idea that you're going to be able to parry him. Okay, so our damage against him is very good, so that's a relief. The reason I want to deal with the fireball guy first is so that he's, well, not throwing fireballs at me while I'm trying to fight the other guys. I think I only hit him with one blast there. So this is one other problem with the Executioner's Glove, is if you're too close, it actually deals less damage because only 2 of the projectiles will hit. But if you're too far away, then none of the projectiles will hit. You see how he just dodged to the side there? That's the reason why the Augur of Abretus doesn't work on him. So see, he dodges to the side, but then the projectiles from the Executioner Glove actually sweep to the side and follow him and hit him after his dodge. So this is the only hunter tool that you have access to at this point in the game that can hit these guys. And if you're doing a run where you can only use hunter tools, that is pretty important to know. I think I got him there. Yep, nice trade. I think his friend is going to body block that one, which is very unfortunate for me. I will explain why in a second. So when these guys, when their health gets low enough, they transform. And it's based on the total health shared between all 3 shadows. This is a bad situation. I might get killed here. I just managed to get out there. It's based on the shared health between all 3 shadows. So if you accidentally hit... So ideally you want to focus all of your attacks onto one shadow. Okay, hold on. I gotta kill this guy fast. Got him. Okay, so if you want to focus all of your attacks onto just one shadow, and if you accidentally hit 2 of them, it will cause them to transform sooner than you would otherwise want them to, which is not good. All right, next I'm going to deal with this guy. No, I'm going to deal with the guy with the sword, because his stretching attack is going to be very annoying while I'm trying to fight 2 against 1. This next phase, this is tricky because now I've already split up their health bars. This is going to be hard. Give me a second to reset and restock my vials and think about what I want to do here. So when their health gets low enough, they're going to start summoning snakes, which deal a lot of damage and basically cover the entire arena. I think I'm going to stick to my original idea. I think I'm going to focus on the sword guy. And I will deal with the candle guy as the last one. I want to split them up so I'm not accidentally stacking damage onto both of them, though. I want to deal with the snakes as little as possible. Oh, that was a bad cast. I needed to restock before casting there. My bullets are starting to get low. This is not good. Alright, I'm going to have to start restocking very efficiently. I'm just going to have to keep dodging and wait for chances to get clean hits in. I really hope those hit. I think he's too far away. Ooh, that was really lucky. I think I cast that when he was too far away, but he actually made the foolish mistake of running forward into my projectiles. Alright, I can get him one more time here. I'm going to switch to the auger. No, I'm going to cast. Ooh, this is a really inefficient cast. Alright, this is pretty bad. This is really bad. Dodge the snakes. Oh, God. I feel like I'm going to run out of bullets. I don't know if I should switch to the flame sprayer. These guys do take pretty decent damage from fire attacks, by the way, which is amusing if you think about it. Usually flame-type enemies don't really take much damage from fire attacks, but these guys do. I'm just gonna have to... Oh, God. The snakes deal so much damage. I just... this is really bad. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Okay, I think I got him. I think I got him. His health is low enough. Nice. That was it. This is, in my opinion, this is probably, aside from potentially Gehrman, this is the hardest fight in the entire run. Just because you only have access to the Executioner's gloves, and they don't take damage from any of your other tools. I got it done with 6 vials left and 4 bullets left. Marcelo says, "Get down, Mr. Fire President." Well, they couldn't dodge these projectiles, so... Oh my God. Let's go restock and level up our arcane. If we can. We might have just used all of our bullets and all of our vials. That was a brutal fight. That was a brutal fight. I'm glad I got it on the first try, though. That saved us a lot of hassle. Okay, we're still fully stocked, so that's good. I'm gonna make the next chalice while we have the blood echoes for it. So this is central through Marrow. We can go in there whenever we feel like it. I'm gonna get another point of arcane. Excuse me. Okay, we've done Canehurst. We didn't fight Logarius yet. I'm going to save him for, like, absolute last. Logarius is, in my opinion, just one of the hardest bosses in the entire game. He's very much a DPS check and a defense check. Like, if you try to fight him with a low level, you will deal barely any damage, and he will just destroy you. So you basically just want to save him and just fight him at the very end of the game, especially in a challenge run like this. You don't want to fight him early. So Logarius, we're going to save him for the very end. We did Hemwick. We've done all of the optional content. So honestly, right now, we can just go fight Rom. I believe we can just go fight Rom right now. Before we do that, let's see if there's any runes that we can switch up. So I'm going to change from physical damage reduction to HP up. The HP up runes are almost always better than the damage reduction runes. Stamina we don't need on this build because we're only using hunter tools. More echoes is good. it only depends on if we have anything better. We don't have anything better. Okay, so we'll just keep vials and the moon rune as well. Okay, so for ROM, we want to use pretty much everything at our disposal, honestly. Molotovs, Executioner's gloves. We're probably not... yeah, we actually might use the gloves against ROM. I'm going to see how much damage they do. If the gloves do good damage, we will use the gloves against ROM. Auger, we're going to use Molotovs. I mean, we only have 10 of them, but it's better than none. In fact, let me see if I can buy oil. I can't remember if I got the badge for buying oil. I cannot buy oil, unfortunately. If I could buy oil, I would actually use oil against ROM. Do I have any? I only have 1. I mean, 1 is better than 0. Let's do it this way. Oil here. Molotovs here. I'm going to hit ROM with 1 oil urn and then 1 Molotov if I need to at any point in the fight. Alright, let's head to Bergenworth. I think Bergenworth is here. Forbidden Grave, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to fight Yuria. It's probably not worth it. I'm going to go grab the empty Phantasm. No, actually, I don't need the Phantasm shell on this build. Come to think of it. If this is going to be a 74 arcane build, if I use any weapons... I'm not going to use them for the challenge run, but after this challenge run, I'm going to use this character for my 74 arcane build. And the thing is, if you're doing a 74 arcane build, any weapon that you use is either going to already have innate damage, which means you can't buff it with the empty Phantasm shell, or it's going to be fully converted to elemental damage, which means you can't buff it with the empty Phantasm shell. So yeah, there's no reason for me to grab the Phantasm shell on this character. So I think I'm just going to run straight to ROM and just fight ROM. I don't know, maybe I'll fight these guys. No, you know what? I'm gonna try to run through one time. If it doesn't work, then I'll clear the area slowly. I think that's the best way to do it. These guys really, they are very fast. Can't remember what this is. Oh my god, really? So, let me explain what just happened right there, because it was honestly stupid. When you're opening a chest, you have immunity frames that prevents enemies from targeting you. Okay, don't use exactly what you just used. Immunity frames. It's locked. It's locked. I have to go get the key. I was just thinking I was going to use the immunity frames from that door so that she couldn't hit me from a call with a call beyond. And I didn't open the shortcut either. I'm so stupid. Okay, let's do that again. Let's try that again. We can run through here, but I have to be smarter about what I'm doing. Okay, so let me explain the first thing that happened. So normally when you're opening a chest, you have immunity frames that prevent enemies from dealing damage to you, and those enemies just happened to hit me on the very frame where my immunity frames ended, but before I could dodge. And then, because I was stunned from the first attack that hit me, they just piled like 4 attacks onto me, which was extremely unfortunate. And then, when I ran upstairs, I saw Yuria was casting a Call Beyond, and my strategy was to open the door so that... These guys are going to kill me. I can't believe they let me out of there. They had me 100% trapped, and they just let me out. While you're opening a door, you have immunity frames, and I was going to use that to make it so that she could not hit me with a Call Beyond. But because the door was locked, I could not open the door. I can't believe these guys follow you this far. I never knew that these guys would follow me this far. I thought they would only follow me, like, inside the building, maybe, and then go back outside. Did they go up the ladder? If they don't go up the ladder, I might be safe. Okay, they don't go up the ladder, and Yuria does not go up the ladder either. Here's the key. Since I have to go up here anyway, I'll just go grab the Phantasm Shell. I'm not going to use it. Maybe I'll even sell it, honestly. I don't know. Gotta be careful of this guy. He's very difficult to fight in this spot. Yeah, because he does that. And then even if he doesn't, like, it's difficult to dodge his attacks and avoid getting grabbed without falling down. Okay, let's try this again. Get him with that one. Get him with that one. Kill him with the flame sprayer. Marcelo says, imagine if they were like raptors and learned. Truly terrifying. Oh, like if they adapted and learned, like based on what I... Yeah. I mean, they are already scary. I cannot believe they followed me this far. Those guys are scary. Okay, I have the key now, so I should be able to open the door. Not necessarily going to defend me. Oh my god, they're still here. They are still here. I am screwed. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to run through all this again. By the way, there's an audio cue you can use to dodge a call beyond, which is what I just did. Which I'm really impressed with myself for doing that. That I managed to dodge it off screen. Okay, I'm just gonna have to run. I'm just gonna have to jump off the ledge here. I don't have time to stop. Okay, if these guys follow me down here, then... Oh my god, they follow you down here. Wow. They actually follow you down here. That is mind-blowing. Not only do they follow you into the building, not only do they follow you all the way upstairs, not only do they stay there and wait for you to come back down the ladder, not only can they follow you out onto the balcony where Willem is, they will actually jump off the ledge and go into the, like, alternate dimension. They will follow you to another dimension. These guys do not give up. That is amazing. I did not know that these guys were so relentless. Alright, while I have Rom here, I'm going to test out the damage. So, Augur does, unfortunately, nothing, apparently. That was pretty unfortunate. I guess you can't damage it until the fight officially starts. Okay, Augur does about 320, which is... If I just use Augur, I can definitely win this fight. The problem is the long recovery time on it. Especially with these spiders. You can't afford to just stand in one spot. Okay, Flame Sprayer does insane... I think I'm just going to use the Flame Sprayer. The Flame Sprayer does insane damage. Holy crap. I'm just going to use... You know what? I remember this now. I even remember this. I talked about... at the start of the first stream, I was talking about how during the run... you end up using different hunter tools. Like, throughout the run, you don't just use one tool for the entire run. And even though I said that, I forgot about the fact that the Flame Sprayer comes back for the Rom fight. Now that I'm here, I do remember that the Flame Sprayer is the best thing for the Rom fight. But I had completely forgotten it. The problem is the spiders, really. You have to do things in a way that makes it so that the spiders can't get in the way and block your attacks, and then also you have to make sure that they can't hit you while you're casting a spell. Okay, so I think she might have oil on her. I don't know if... I hit her in the head, so I don't know if the head blocks the oil or if she still has the oil effect. Oh my god, there's so many spiders around me. I don't know how I'm gonna hit her with all these spiders in the way. I gotta heal. Yeah, the Molotov's not going to work because the head just blocks the attack. I think the Flame Sprayer will work. Yeah, Flame Sprayer works really good. Okay, so our plan is to dash in, use the Flame Sprayer, and then dash back out. I think that's the best solution for the Rom fight. The Augur, the cast time is too long. And the recovery time on the cast animation is too long. I would get killed by the spiders if I tried to use the Augur here. I think I just have to run. It's really hard to get a chance to actually hit Rom, especially if you can't get rid of the spiders, which I can't do. I would have to use Quicksilver bullets to get rid of the spiders, and then I would run out. That was really reckless of me. Didn't get punished, though. Okay, I'm making pretty good progress. It's going a little slower than I would have liked, but it's definitely a winnable fight. If I had Bone Marrow Ash here, this would be a lot more clean. Gotta get out of here. Get one more shot while she's teleporting. Alright. So we got one more group of spiders that's gonna get summoned in. Luckily, they're kind of far away from this group, so if we're fast enough... Hold on, I have to run. There's projectiles coming at me. Okay, if I'm fast enough here at finishing off this last phase, I can actually do it with only a small group of spiders. Yeah, the only problem is during the last phase, she does that stupid body slamming attack, which is really hard to deal with. Okay. Run in. Just gotta run here. Yeah, the other spiders have already caught up. And I'm dead. Alright, let's try that again. Marceo says they had one mission, and by God, they were determined to complete it. Yeah, those fly insect guys will follow you until the end of the earth. They will follow you to the next dimension. They will not give up. All right, I'm going to try this one more time, and if it doesn't go very well, I might actually go do some prep and get, like, Bone Marrow Ash. But I do want to try it at least one more time, because this is winnable with our current resources. And then Marceo says, spiders, why is it why is it spiders? If you're afraid of spiders, this is probably going to be one of the worst parts of the game for you. Although, as you would know if you've been in the Chalice dungeons have way more spiders, and also spiders that are more relentless and more scary and more annoying. So that's another thing to think about. Alright, I don't think she can follow me out here now that the fog wall exists. Do I want to kill him while I'm here? No. I'll just get... he gives a really good rune, but I can just get another one later from a Chalice dungeon. So I don't think I need it. Alright, let's try this again. Where are my blood echoes? I'm not sure where they are, but if I lose them, it's not a big deal. Okay, I'm gonna try to thin out the first group of spiders and see how it goes. Okay, so I can kill one spider per bullet. I think it might be worth it. I think, based on how that last fight was going, I think it might be worth it to kill, like, one spider per bullet. It's gonna be slower, but it'll be more reliable. I don't think I'm at risk of running out of ammo against Rom, because once I get to the point where it's just me and Rom fighting each other, all I need to do is use the flame sprayer, and the flame sprayer is doing insane damage against her. So I really think it's worth it to kill these spiders with one bullet for each spider. If the spiders are idling too much, by the way, you can just roll behind them and then cast. Ooh, I got lucky on that one. If that spider had landed on me, it might have one-shot me. That jumping attack from the spiders can one-shot you. Pretty reliably, in fact. It's actually very difficult to survive that attack. Okay. So you can either run or roll behind them and just hit them from behind. Ah, that's unfortunate. They're being very passive, unfortunately, which makes it difficult to fight them. Well, at the same time, if they're not going to do anything, then I might as well just do this. Okay, well that was weird. Those last three just did not want to attack me, and they just let me kill them. Okay, so let's try this again. So if I had the Flame Sprayer, this would be doing twice as much damage, by the way. Alright, sorry, Bone Marrow Ash. Ooh, I staggered him. Staggered her out of it. Alright. Which actually might be a bad thing. No, it's fine. Sometimes if you stagger her out of it, it causes her to come in, summon a second group of spiders. Alright, so this is going to be the tricky group to deal with. Because I have to deal with the spiders while she's shooting arcane missiles at me. Which is obviously more difficult to do. I disagree on that one. That was pretty not fair. That's like the farthest I've ever seen that attack launch a projectile. And it was also, not only did it shoot as far, so the placement of those projectiles is random. Not only was it like as far as it could possibly go out, but it also landed in the exact spot where I was standing. Again, really? Okay. I mean, that one wasn't as egregious because I was closer to her. But once again, me randomly getting hit by that was pretty unlikely to happen. Oh my god, I'm really dropping here. I have a strategy that should work against this boss, and I just wasted like 5 vials and like 4 bullets because I keep missing my attacks and I keep getting hit by attacks that I shouldn't be getting hit by. Okay. 1 down. Can't punish that one. This would be a lot better if I had regen too. Oh my god. It's so hard to fight these guys when they're in groups together, but they don't spread out. Okay, deal with this one. 1 down. Just take 1 down whenever I can. This one I can get. He's alone. Yeah, see, that's what will happen more often than not, is all of those projectiles will just miss you because the placement of them is random. It's not very likely to get hit by them twice in a row like I did. Okay, I think the one back here is alone. I'm going to take him out. He's being passive, so I'll just dodge behind him. Okay, so there's only a few spiders left. If he jumps out, I can get him. If he doesn't, I can get him. Yeah, get him from behind. Nope. Okay. I have to be more careful with the placement of my shots. I'm wasting bullets. Okay, so this one in the back is alone now. I'm gonna go for him. Nope, I'm not. I'm gonna dodge meteors. Okay, now I'm gonna go for him. Although now he's not alone anymore. No. No, that absolutely did not miss. Okay. That was an extremely scuffed fight. If we have enough bullets and vials, we're going to try that again. That last miss was pretty suspicious, in my opinion. The Augur of Abretus just went right through the spider and did no damage to it. That's a little suspicious, if you ask me. Okay, so we're fully stocked. I'm going to go 1 more. We should be able to win this. This is an extremely winnable fight. I just made so many misplays on that last attempt. Like, that was the worst rum fight I've had in like a year. That was pretty bad. But you live and you learn. Every time you lose, you get a little bit of practice that makes you slightly better for the next attempt. The only way that's not true is if you get extremely tilted. If you get very tilted and you start playing poorly, then that's a bad thing. Which I need to avoid that happening. I need to avoid getting tilted here. So we'll try this 1 more time. I'm going with the same strategy. I think that I believe this strategy has merit. Just thin out the spiders 1 at a time. And then deal with Rom afterwards. Okay, this guy's alone. I'm going to go for him. Just look for spiders that are alone and go for them. Unfortunately, he's backing up now. He's getting back with the rest of his friends. This one's alone now. Okay, so while you're using a weapon, it's much easier to punish these guys, I will say. Because you can roll, and then after you roll, you can do a rolling attack, which will hit the spider and one-shot, assuming you have the damage to one-shot them. You can dodge out of the way and then hit them with a rolling attack. The problem is the Augur of Abretus does not have a rolling attack. It just has a cast animation. So after I roll, I have to kind of like reposition myself so that I can line up my cast and then do the casting animation. And it gives the enemy a longer time to recover, and it makes it more likely for my attacks to miss, unfortunately. Okay, every single spider is like bundled together. You know what I should do? I should use the Molotovs on these guys. I'm going to save it for the next group of spiders, but I think I should use the Molotovs on them. Yeah, see, the problem is when they're being very passive, the only thing you can do is run up to them and hit them from behind, but then while you're doing that, the other ones will punish you. So it's like impossible to fight them while they're grouped together. There's no way to punish them. Because if you go to punish one, you will get hit by the other 4 spiders and die. Which is obviously bad. Okay. I will take responsibility for that miss. The good thing is when they're being this passive, you can punish them, but there's no way to know for sure that the other 4 spiders are just going to stand there and let you kill their friend. Okay. Augur and Flame Sprayer. I really wish I had Bone Marrow Ash though. That would make this so much easier. Okay, hold on. What am I stuck on? I'm stuck on something. Is that like the edge of the arena? Oh wow, I reached the edge of the arena. Have you ever seen that before? Check this out, invisible wall. I actually reached the edge of the arena. Alright, I'm gonna restock here. It's not the most efficient restock, but it might give me a chance to stun her out of her teleport. I did not get the stun, but I got a crap load of damage. Did you see how much damage I just got there? Okay, I didn't have to run. Oh no, I did get the double. Okay, so see, she went immediately into the 3rd phase, which causes her to summon 2 groups of spiders. Oh, this is bad. I have a lot of meteors coming my way, and not a lot of stamina to dodge meteors. Alright, I'm going to see how the Molotovs do against the spiders. Particularly now, while they're all grouped together. Actually, hold on. Because this guy's alone, I'm going to take him out with the Augur. I just got a few messages in chat. I'm going to try to check the messages if I can. Obviously, it's very difficult for me to do that while I'm fighting Rom in particular. This is a fight that requires insane levels of multitasking. Dodge the meteors. Alright, we're going to switch to the Molotovs now. Okay. So, here's the verdict on the Molotovs. If I can hit the spiders from behind, it is a one-shot. Meteors. If I hit their faceplate, it does basically no damage. So what I'd like to do is get a bunch of them grouped together. Oh my god, here it comes. Yep, there's the one-shot. This is what I was talking about before. When the spiders are being extremely passive, like they're doing right now, if you try to attack them, there's nothing to stop 3 other spiders from jumping on you and killing you. And there's nothing you can do to prevent that from happening. Eric, the mad scientist, says, LOL, I've never seen that happen. Yeah, I don't think I've ever ran into that invisible wall before. That was pretty unexpected. I'm gonna head back to the Hunter's Dream. I need to restock. Alright, should we go and... I think we should go and get Bone Marrow Ash. I think it's worth it. I actually think it's worth it. It's gonna be a short detour, but it's gonna increase our chances of winning this fight. We're obviously struggling with this fight. We have to go grab the Bone Marrow Ash. I'm gonna go to Grand Cathedral. Marcelo says, uh-oh. Yeah, this is an uh-oh moment. I'm struggling on this fight. This is unfortunate. This is not one of the hardest... This is one of the easier fights in this run, honestly. I'm just struggling because I didn't do prep. Normally, you should have Bone Marrow Ash, and not having it is making the fight harder than it should be. If I had Bone Marrow Ash, I potentially might have won on that very first attempt. And it might not immediately be obvious why that's the case, but I believe it will be obvious when you see my next attempt with the Bone Marrow Ash. It has to do with an interaction with how Bone Marrow Ash works with left-handed weapons that fire continuous damage. Basically, it doesn't just buff the first hit, it continues to buff the damage for as long as you hold down the button. And as a result, hold on, I'm going to use Molotovs here. As a result, if you can hold down the button for a long time, you can get double damage for like 15 ticks of Flame Sprayer instead of just one shot from, like in Evelyn, for example. If you're using Evelyn with Bone Marrow Ash, it will only buff, you know, one bullet. But if you're using Flame Sprayer with Bone Marrow Ash, it will buff for like 15 shots. I'm gonna use backdashing here. I explained this during the last stream, but backdashing is when you use the Flame Sprayer, you press L2 and then circle. It leaves a cloud of flame in the spot where you were standing. So basically you dodge out of the way from any enemy attacks so you don't get hit by the enemy. And then it leaves a cloud of flame in the spot where you were standing. Okay. I don't know why she just really doesn't want to pick up that item. It leaves a cloud of flame in the spot where you were standing. So the enemy walks into the flame and takes damage while you dodge out of the way of their attacks. Okay, who are these 4 guys? I've run through this area a million times, and I don't think I've ever seen a group of 4 hunters standing together in this spot. I don't know how that happened or where they came from. Truly bizarre. Truly bizarre. This run has been filled with moments of like things happening that I've never seen before. I guess it was these 2 guys from next to that urn. They must, and the guy from over here. They must have all walked over there. Does this kill? Cool. Alright, so there's a bunch of free Bone Marrow Ash you can pick up over here. I think you can't buy more unless you get the... Let's see, what badge would it be? I'm totally drawing a blank. How much does the Executioner Glove do to this enemy? Oh, it does a lot. Which means the Augur should do a lot. Jura. What is Jura? He's a powder kegger. Yeah, the powder keg badge. I believe you have to get the powder keg badge in order to buy Molotov cocktails, which we can't really get the powder keg badge because we can't really kill Parl and we can't really kill Jura. Okay. So that was a really good use of the Executioner Gloves. Unfortunately, we wasted more bullets than we needed to. I'm going to use the Augur on this guy. Oops, wrong button. I just wasted a vial. Not a big deal, but we are kind of low on vials right now. A big part of this run is resource management. You have to manage your vials, manage your bullets. Well, we've done a pretty good job of it up until now, but losing to Rom 3 times in a row, especially getting like most of the way through the fight and then losing, means that we wasted a lot of vials. Marcelo says, they were just wandering around aimlessly. Yeah, and they decided to group together in like a firing squad of like 4 guys all shooting at me, which kind of worked out in my favor because I managed to hit them all with a single Molotov. Alright, I don't need any more levels in Arcane right now. Our damage is fine. What we need for sure is more blood vials, for one thing. I might sell some stuff here and just buy a lot more vials. That way, if we lose the fight more than once, we don't have to come back and buy more vials. So we'll just sell all of these. We don't need these. We need the Bone Marrow Ash. I'm going to keep the Shaman Bone Blades just because it's hard to get more of them later on. I'm going to sell the Phantasm Shell. I'm going to keep the Beast Roar. I won't use the Beast Roar for this run, but I will use it when I have my completed 74 Arcane build. I'm going to sell the Old Hunter Bone. I never use that. It's just not a hunter tool that I use. If you do use it, I would be curious to know how do you effectively use the Old Hunter's Bone, because personally for me, I've never really been able to find a good way to use it. I'm going to sell everything that's not Arcane. And honestly, even the Arcane gems that I have are probably worthless. I'll probably end up selling them later anyway, but oh well. Okay, so we're a little bit low on vials and bullets. I'm going to buy like 10 bullets and then spend the rest on vials. Yeah, so we have enough bullets and vials stocked so that we can make a few good attempts here. I just forgot that I needed to buy more Molotovs. Okay, hold on. We can do this. I'll use this and use these. With this, I should be able to fully restock my Molotovs. I also could have just taken some out of storage, but this is fine because we can just buy more blood vials too. Okay, so we have plenty of vials, plenty of bullets. We're going to have to put a lot of items on our hotbar, unfortunately. So we want Molotovs, and we're also going to want... what was the other item that I said I wanted? Bone Marrow Ash. Bone Marrow Ash, okay. So augers are going to be for dealing with the spiders. Molotovs are going to be for dealing with the spiders when they're grouped up. Bone Marrow Ash and Flame Sprayer will be for Rom. And then I will also use the Executioner's Gloves against Rom at the end of the fight if I end up needing them. So I believe that's our plan now. We'll head back to Bergenworth and give this another good try. Another solid attempt. I cannot promise that I will be able to do this in one more attempt, but I think there's a pretty good chance we can get it on the next try. We had a few good attempts last time, and then now we have the Bone Marrow Ash, which really makes a huge difference. And you will see, like, I think you're going to be shocked, considering the fact that I managed to melt half of Rom's health last time using the Flame Sprayer before she teleported. There is a good chance I might be able to kill her before she teleports with the Bone Marrow Ash. It's not a guarantee, but it might be possible. It might be possible. I have a good feeling that it might be possible. Let's take out the spiders first, just in case. And the thing is, even if I can't kill her before she teleports, it will result in her being on very low health, which will make the second phase of the fight a little bit more... God, I hate these spiders. I hate how good they are at punishing you. Like, if you fight one spider, like, the other spider will just hit you from behind. Okay, that's the one attack that I can always consistently punish. The problem is you can't really make them do that. Yeah, see? Like, if I had gone for that first spider, the second one would have just hit me. It's really tricky. It's really tricky to bait out their attacks. And then look, they're being so passive. But if I try to punish them, that happens. I just get hit by a different spider. So it's like I have to get killed in order to kill just one spider. Like in order to attack one spider, I'm taking the risk of letting another spider potentially one-shot me, which they can absolutely do. They can absolutely one-shot you on counter hit. Okay, I have to manage my vials carefully. Especially if I'm going to use the Executioner's Glove later in the fight, which I may choose to do. I gotta say, that Shadows fight was really good. That was a really fun fight. The feeling of like dodging around and like trying to dodge all three of those enemies and find openings to attack is really fun. Alright, we're in a really good position now. So first, I'm going to start off with regular Flame Sprayer damage. Oh, we got to the invisible wall again. I guess it's not just as uncommon as I thought. Okay, I'm not going to kill her. So I'm going to refresh my stock. Now I'm going to use Bone Marrow Ash. And I'm just going to deal as much damage as I can before she teleports away. Nope, hold on, I got to redo. She dodged away in a really... Okay. Yeah. Oh, nice. So the thing about it is that it deals double damage the entire time. So I was able to deal about 2/3 of her health before she could teleport away. Now here's the problem. Yeah. Got a lot of meteors to dodge. And a lot of spiders to kill. I know the Molotovs can kill the spiders. It's just difficult to line it up. I'm gonna try Augur. Oh my god. Not only did I miss, but I almost got hit by 2 spiders. See, and then this is the time, like, I could have killed that spider, but there was meteors falling on top of me. It's so hard to manage the aggro in this fight. Alright, hold on. This guy's alone. I can take him out. This is just what you have to do. You just have to take out... Nope, I can't take him out because she wants to shoot meteors at the exact moment. You have to just take out... If you can ever get one spider alone, you just have to take that shot. Okay, hold on. There's a bunch of spiders grouped up over here. Nice. I killed 2. Got meteors coming. Got meteors coming. I'm going to use this opportunity to hit a flame sprayer, potentially. No, can't. Got 1. Meteors coming. Got 1. Meteors. Honestly, I actually would have been happy if she'd heard body slam attack there. See, that would have been a good spot to throw a Molotov, but I don't have the opportunity to switch back, and I can't switch back to my Molotovs while I'm running around constantly and dodging enemies. Like, I need one hand on the left stick to move and one hand on the right stick to manage my camera. God, the recovery on the Augur is so long. Okay, hold on. I'm going to switch back to Molotovs for a little while. Nice, 1 down. Honestly, even if I only hit 1, I will take it. I want to hit multiple when I'm using the Molotovs, but even if I only hit 1, it's like better than nothing. Yeah, the recovery on the Augur is so long. If she starts casting before I kill the spider, I still barely have time to dodge before the meteors hit me. Look how long it takes me before I can start moving again. That is the most detrimental thing about the Augur. It's very strong. It's a very strong hunter tool. But it really comes with that caveat. Perfect. That did not miss. There's no way that missed. Wow. Okay. Wow. I just used 3 bullets on that spider and did not kill him. This guy is an absolute legend of the spider community. Stories will be told for generations to come. Nope. Oh, okay. I almost thought that one was going to miss him too. I almost just missed him with 5 attacks in a row. Okay, the number of spiders is a lot more thinned out. I think I'm going to go for damage on Rom now. Where's my bone marrow? And then back off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do bone marrow ash. Run in, get 2 ticks of damage, and then start dodging so the spiders don't kill me. Okay. There's more spiders than there was a second ago. I'm going to switch back to killing spiders for a second, just to thin out their numbers again. Especially this guy over here. He's kind of by himself. Okay, hold on. If I can get a kill on this one right now while it's alone, that would be huge. Got it. Okay, now I can get this one while he's alone. Ooh, hold on, be careful. Okay, hold on. With the Molotovs, I think what I want to do is throw it behind him. Okay, hold on. Don't throw. Hit. Nice, 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 nice. We've almost got this. Switch back to bone marrow. Run in. Damage. Back off. The reason the damage decreased there wasn't because the bone marrow ash wore off. It was because she moved and I was hitting her face. Her face has a lot more defense than her other body parts, which is why I'm trying to run to her side before I start shooting normally. Okay, come on. Get that guy out of the way. I don't want to risk it. It's too luck-based as to whether that hits me or not. Okay, I got her. Patience wins the day. Oh my god, that fight was brutal. That was brutal. Marceo says, this spider freaks thinks they Sephiroth. Oh, thinks they are Sephiroth with all this meteor spit. Yeah, casting meteor, just like Sephiroth, you're right. Okay, well, somehow we got all the way to the opposite side of the arena where I wanted to be. Oh, nice, they're having a motorcycle race outside. I'm sure you guys can hear that too. Gosh, that fight was brutal. That was absolutely brutal. That was the most... I think out of this entire run so far, we spent more time on the ROM fight than anything else. I think that was the longest section of the entire run. Marceo says, congratulating me on my victory. Thank you for the congrats. Oh, God. This was seriously... That was a fight. That was a fight. She was a dangerous opponent. I still maintain that the Shadows fight and the Gehrman fight are more difficult. I think that one just kind of, I don't know, that was more on me for like playing poorly rather than like the boss fight being difficult, if that makes sense. Like that wasn't as hard as I made it. I made that way harder than it needed to be. That's the best way to say it. I'm just gonna kill these guys because I believe they dropped 533, which I think is less than a single vial. Even if it's not, I'm killing them with 2 bullets, so it's really a question of whether they're worth 2/5 of a vial, which they must be worth 2/5 of a vial. Alright, there's an item over here that I normally grab before I go back to the Hunter's Dream. A couple of items, actually. There's a chunk here, and then I believe there's something down here. I think it's just a hat, but you might as well grab it, right? A hat is better than nothing, better than not having a hat. In a manner of speaking. Watch out for this guy. This guy, see, that was a counter hit. He was in the animation where he was like stepping backwards into a standing position. Alright, yeah, oh, it's the Iron Yahar'gulhem, which is actually pretty good. I think it has like 1 really low defense stat. It might even have 2, but if I recall correctly, they are stats that you don't really care about. I think it might be weak against Blood Tinge and Arcane, and there's very few enemies that use Blood Tinge and Arcane. Enemies with guns are a little bit more common, but there's almost no enemies in the entire game that use arcane damage. Let me check it out real quick. It is... Okay, sorry. It's actually pretty weak on everything except for physical... I think I'm thinking of the Hooded Hell. No, both of the Yahar'gul items have the same problem. I guess I was just wrong. They have really good physical defense, but all of the other defenses are so low, it's really not worth it. It doesn't make up for the lower defenses. The Hunter's Hat is just great. It's just universally good. The Black Church garb, honestly, is like pretty... It's like between the Black Church and the Hunter garb, they're both pretty good. The Hunter garb is better on physical defense, though, which is usually more important in most fights in the game. It's like the same with the Hunter's gloves. Like, it's got balanced defenses that are good for most fighting games. The one really big exception is the Black Church dress or skirt, as I've mentioned in the last stream. It has 50 defense, which is only slightly less than the 60 defense leg pieces, but it has solid stats in every other category. It's like, it's just good in every single stat. Anyway, I kind of got sidetracked there. There's not really any reason that I needed to say all of that. Did we pick up any weapons? No, we didn't. Okay. Alright, let's get prepared for our Yahar'gul run. The only thing we need to do here is go and grab the Tonitrus. We could power up our Flame Sprayer, but I don't think it's worth it. I don't think we're going to be using it for most of the rest of the run. Let me see if I can level up Arcane. Alright, maybe Vitality while we're here. We haven't leveled up Vitality in a while. Oh yeah, we're not even on 25 yet. I should have leveled up Vitality a few more times. Let's buy some vials. Alright, let's go get the Tiny Tonitrus and the Upper Cathedral Ward key, and then we can go do the Upper Cathedral Ward after that. By the way, I don't remember where to get the Rose Marinus. Does anyone know where to get Rose Marinus? I can't believe this, but I just have no idea where to get it. It's just completely drawing a blank. Like, I literally have no idea where it is. Maybe you buy it with the Cosmic Eye Watcher badge. If I had to guess, I think that's how you get it. I think you buy it with the Cosmic Eye Watcher badge. But if that's not where it is, then I literally have no idea how to get Rose Marinus. Which is weird because I've done 2 test runs of this exact challenge, so I should remember where I got it. But alas. Alright, I'm going to run through everything. I'm just going to run past everything in Yahar'gul. Okay, sure. It might be worth it to kill the Bell Maidens, actually. You know what? These guys are following me. Let's kill them. Or at least kill the Bell Maiden. God, these recovery frames are just nasty. The amount of time it takes to get back into a neutral position after you use the Augur of the Breedis. The good thing is, without the buff... Oops. I didn't know you could actually close this door. That's really funny. The amount of the defensive buff they get from the Bell Maidens allows them to survive 2 hits. Whereas, after you kill the Bell Maiden, you can actually kill them in 1 hit. So this is kind of worth it. I'm kind of farming Blood Echoes here, in a way. Just because I can kill these guys with 1 bullet each now. And then I'll get him. Sure, we'll get him too. Or we won't, because the statue's in the way. Alright, I'm not going to go fight all those guys on the stairs. That would take too long. We'll head to the next section. Okay, how do I want to clear this area? There's a Bell Maiden right through this door, but I think it only opens from the other side. Yeah. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through here. I think I'm going to avoid these enemies. Is this the door? I'm just going to do what I did last time and just go right for the Bell Maiden. This is bad. This is bad. Not only did I not hit her, but now I have a bunch of enemies on my tail. Okay, hold on. I gotta think about how I want to do this. I'm gonna open the shortcut door first. Once again, pretty unfortunate timing there. He really hit me while I was basically on the very last one of my immunity frames from door opening. Like, you should be immune to damage while you're opening doors, and he hit me on, like, the exact frame where I could take damage. Dude, chill out for just half a second, okay? Can I hit her from here? Yes, but not for enough damage to matter. Oh god, the tricky part isn't really getting her, it's dealing with all the 50 other enemies. No, I disagree. Okay, so that was unfortunate. When you kill those bell-ringing maidens, it causes all of the other enemies under her control to temporarily be stunned. But if they're in the middle of an attack animation, they don't get stunned until after their attack animation ends. And that's the reason why that troll, that brick troll, was able to still hit me. So after I killed the bell-ringing maiden, what should have happened is he should have immediately gotten stunned and then not been able to hit me. And instead, because he was already in the middle of an attack, he was still able to hit me and kill me, unfortunately. Alright, let's see how the Flame Sprayer does against her. Not good enough. Yeah, so see how he didn't really get stunned until like a second later? Switch back to the Augur. I think we're in a pretty good position. I have a good strategy. The good thing is, next time, because I have the shortcut door open already, what I can do is I can just run through that door and then kill the bell maiden right away. So it's actually, funny enough, it's actually going to be much easier now that I've died once. I saw the guy with the gun walking away, and I didn't see the second guy with the gun that wasn't walking away. That's the reason why I got shot there. I thought there was just one guy with a gun. Okay. I think the way I want to do this is to run up to her. Actually, hold on. How do I want to do this? I think I want to use Bone Marrow Ash. Run in and hit her with the Flame Sprayer. Yeah, that was the way. Did you see how long it took him to die? That was insane. Anyway, that will debuff all of the enemies under her control, and it also stops them from reviving infinitely. So now I can clear out all of these enemies. Flame Sprayer for guys with shields. Okay. I'm going to go back out here. Can kill him with one shot now that he's debuffed. The troll shouldn't be too bad either. See, the insane amount of knockback. I don't know if you know this, but when I hit him right there, he was in the middle of a jumping attack. There is almost nothing that can stagger an enemy out of a jumping attack. Their jumping attacks have so much poise. The fact that the Augur of Abretus can just send him flying while he's in the middle of a jumping attack is pretty insane. It's pretty nuts. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to head down here. I'm not going to fight any of these enemies yet. I'm just going to immediately drop down here. For one thing, to get the Tiny Tonitrus. And then for two things, for the other thing is to kill the Bell Maiden that's in here. So that it debuffs all of the remaining enemies in the area and prevents them from reviving. Okay, so with her dead, this is going to make the rest of the clear a lot less challenging. So from this area, by the way, once you drop down here, if you don't know about this area, it's a really important area in the game for two reasons. So first, you drop down here and you get the Upper Cathedral key. This allows you to get to the Upper Cathedral Ward, which is a nice area. Okay, hold on, he's coming forward. I'll just use the Augur. And additionally, after you kill this guy, you can get the Tiny Tonitrus, which is a pretty good hunter tool. I'd say it's probably, if I was going to rank the hunter tools, it's probably in the bottom half, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. And it does have some uses. It can do some things that the other hunter tools cannot do, which I will get into later on. It's actually essential for this run. You need the Tiny Tonitrus to fight Gehrman. He has a similar quality to him. He has a similar quality that the Shadows of Yharnam have, as well as certain other enemies, which makes it so that the Augur of Abridus doesn't work very well in certain cases, especially when he goes into his third phase. And the Executioner Glove as well is a little bit too slow. I actually think he has a dodge that allows him to dodge the Executioner Glove, unlike the Shadows, which get hit by the Executioner Glove. But for some reason, the Tiny Tonitrus, when you use it, he just walks right into it and gets hit by the lightning. So it's basically like the one hunter tool that can consistently hit Gehrman in his third phase, particularly. That's what you do against enemies who like to throw firebombs. Okay. So there should be an amygdala. I don't know why it's not shooting at us. It's okay, I'll just kill them myself, I guess. I was gonna let amygdala take care of them, but I guess I will take care of them myself. So with that laser, it's important to understand that the laser itself actually does not damage you. Only the explosion on the ground afterwards damages you. So it's more like, it's almost like the laser is actually telling you like where are the safe places to stand. So like this enemy was standing here throwing bombs at me, so I know that this place is safe to stand. Now when I look here, if I look at where the laser is hitting, I can see which places are safe. Unfortunately, there's not really any safe places on the stairs, but if you run after the explosions go by, you can basically run down the entire stairway, and then even if the laser touches you, the laser won't deal any damage to you. There's a guy over here. You want to run over here and get him immediately so he doesn't escape. He's got a few bloodstone chunks, which are good. In fact, how many chunks do we have? Okay, we have 24 shards, 24 shards, 30 twin shards, and 10 chunks. So we have enough to make a +8 Rose Marinus. So I think it's worth it to head back now and do Upper Cathedral Ward. What we can do now, so we're kind of in another prep phase now. We're going to be switching out our Flame Sprayer and replacing it with the Rose Marinus. And we're going to upgrade the Rose Marinus to at least +6. I might even upgrade it to +8. Honestly, you can make a pretty good argument for upgrading it to +10, just because there's nothing else in this run that's worth upgrading. The only reason why I would hesitate to upgrade the Rose Marinus to +10 is because I know that I'm going to be using this build after I finish this challenge run. And it's kind of a waste of a Blood Rock that I could use to upgrade another weapon, but yeah, it's not the end of the world, honestly. Having a +10 Rose Marinus is kind of cool. There's not many characters that you're going to be able to make, to give yourself a good reason to make a +10 Rose Marinus. By the way, I'm going to buy the hand lantern while I'm here. You kind of need it for Upper Cathedral Ward anyway. So let's just buy it while we're here. And let's upgrade our Vitality as well. If I can find the doll. She must be upstairs. By the way, I haven't gone into the DLC at all yet. I'm kind of curious to know if people are interested in seeing me fight all of the DLC bosses, or if I should just clear the main game. Because if I'm just clearing the main game, we're getting pretty close to the end already. Drink some water real quick. Drinking a lot of water, in fact. Okay. Let's do Upper Cathedral Ward, and then maybe we'll do Central through Meru. We haven't done Nightmare Frontier yet either. And then we also have the DLC. If we're going to do the DLC, then we can maybe think about doing that. Marcelo says DLC included. You know what I'll do? I'm probably not going to finish the run this stream. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a poll, and then I'll also put up a poll at the start of the next stream. Excuse me? Should we do all DLC bosses? Yes or no? That's pretty easy. Options are pretty simple, yes or no. So basically, I'll let you guys vote if I should do all DLC bosses or if I just need to do the main bosses for this run. For now, I'm going to go do Upper Cathedral Ward. Yes. I suspect that people will mostly vote yes. I wish I had put this poll up at the start of the stream. It would have been a lot better. I would have gotten more engagement on it. Right now, because like some of the people who were here at the start of the stream now are just like kind of lurking, they might not see the poll and they might not vote in it. If I had put the poll up at the start of the stream, it would have gotten like probably 7 or 8 votes by now, but now it's probably only going to get like 2 or 3, which is unfortunate. But at the start of the next stream, I'll put up another poll, and then we can decide if, like, for sure if we're going to be doing the DLC or not. And then if we are, we can do the DLC during the next stream. Here's Ariana. I believe we sent her here so that we could get a 1/3 of umbilical cord later. Here is Adela. I don't know if she'll still give me blood or not. I think she just sits here and laughs to herself like a crazy person laughter. Yeah. So we can't get any more vials from her, unfortunately. We do have 1 Yosefka blood vial if we really need it. We could have used it as an emergency during the Shadows of Yharnam if we needed to. I actually noticed that too during the fight. I noticed that I still had the Yosefka vial, and I considered using it, but I managed to do it without needing to. Alright, so we're going to get a few interesting things here. So first of all, there is a... I think it's a cosmic badge. No, sorry. Radiant badge. There is a radiant badge at the top of... There is a radiant badge at the top of this tower. And then once you get through the door and head into the proper Upper Cathedral Ward... Hold on. Once you get into Cathedral Ward, then you get the Cosmic Eye Watcher badge. So there's 2 badges that we can get here. I really, really hate when that happens. It's very annoying. when you lock onto them with Augur of Abritus and then it just like shoots like right past their shoulder and misses them by 1 pixel. It's a little bit frustrating, I have to say. And then the recovery time takes so long with the Augur. I honestly think, so when I did my first run, I was so impressed with the Augur, my first test run for this challenge. I've literally been hyping this weapon, the Augur of Abritus, up like non-stop. I've been telling everybody how good it is. I put it on my other builds, like my normal builds. Like I will put 18 Arcane on a build just for the ability to use the Augur of Abritus because I think it's so good. Now, having said that, this current challenge run, like now that I'm actually doing the challenge on stream, I am really starting to see like the weaknesses of the Augur of Abritus. Like there are a lot of situations where it is better to just use the Flame Sprayer. Particularly these cases where you have a big group of enemies, and if you use the Augur to kill one of them, the other enemies will hit you while you're still in your recovery frames. Marcelo says, it is your destiny. I gotta run some errands, but I got the stream running to keep the views going. Yeah, you can just do like a lurker view. I mean, it's nice to have people here regardless, either way. We're up to 30 views, by the way. And there's another lurker who just joined. I just noticed another lurker who just joined, so thanks for stopping by, Mr. Lurker. Mr. or Mrs. Lurker, I should say. Thank you for being here. We're currently doing a Bloodborne challenge where I only use hunter tools. I got through some of the very, like, challenging, I will say, like, parts of the run. Like, at the very start of the run where you only have Molotov cocktails is very difficult. And then after that, you have to rely on just the Flame Sprayer for a while. And you don't have very many Quicksilver bullets because you're still early on in the run. So that part is pretty difficult. And then you get the Augur of Abretus, and then you also get the ability to have like you'll have like a bunch of Quicksilver bullets stockpiled. Like right now we have so many bullets, we don't really have to worry about running out. So the run isn't as challenging in the same way anymore, but we're still basically gated behind these restrictions. I can't use my fists. I can't use visceral attacks. Even if I was able to parry an enemy, I can't visceral attack them. I can't use any trick weapons, so it's very difficult for me to combo enemies or stagger enemies. Usually I can only hit them a single time with the Augur of Abretus, and then I have to like back off if it doesn't one-shot them. I can't use any guns, which is kind of unfortunate because guns are pretty useful in Bloodborne. Some people don't realize how useful the guns are, both in terms of damage-dealing guns and utility guns. Like, you have two types of guns, and we cannot use either of them, so that's kind of a problem for us. The good thing is, at this point, we have a good assortment of tools. We have Executioner's Gloves, we have the Augur of Abretus, we have the Flame Sprayer. We just have a lot of options. I just wasted a lot of bullets there that I didn't need to waste. I thought the Augur was... I thought the gloves were going to do more damage to these guys. Ooh, I got a parry there. Come to think of it, these enemies are really easy to parry, so I guess that's not too surprising. I just never had to fight any of these guys after the point where I got the Augur of Abretus until right now. Alright, so we're at Upper Cathedral Ward. I'm going to try to clear this out all in one run. It should be possible. It's a little tricky, but it should be possible. We have a couple things working to our advantage. I'm going to unequip the Bone Marrow Ash so I can rotate between my items more quickly. Great Lake Rune is over here if you want it. If you don't get it here, it's not a big deal because you can just get... So I will say one thing about the runes in this game. The first time you play the game, there is a sense of satisfaction to going around and picking up the runes. But once you know what you're doing, you can just like skip pretty much every rune in the game while you're running through the game. And then you can just pick them all up later at the end from Chalice Dungeons and just get the highest tier for... okay. A little bit of phantom range on that scythe, don't you think? That was very... So my Augur of Abretus didn't hit him because he was too far away. But then he hit me with his scythe, despite the fact that it clearly did not hit me. Okay. So I'll show you... Here's a... Hold on. Something following me? Okay, so this Upper Cathedral Ward is like the level of paranoia. Like, you are going to hear enemies following you. You're going to hear, like... You're never going to know if there's, like, something around the next corner. You don't know if something's waiting to grab you. Like, even now, like, I'm standing here and I thought an enemy was following me, but there wasn't one. This is the level of paranoia. Anyway, interesting thing about the Augur of Abretus. So, even though I can't do visceral attacks, Augur of Abretus can backstab enemies if you hit them from behind. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that when an enemy is on the ground, even though you can't visceral attack them, you can hit them for double damage. So I will hit him for double damage there. So the first attack did 250, the second attack did 520, and that's because he was in the stagger animation. So if an enemy is in the stagger animation and you don't visceral them, but you hit them with a normal attack, or a cast, or a gun, or basically anything, the attack will still do double damage to them. Alright. Flame Sprayer works pretty good against these guys. It doesn't work as well as I would like. I would be happy if I could burn through their health a little bit faster. Maybe I'll try to hit them with a Molotov first to soften them up. And then use a Flame Sprayer to finish them off. It's not a problem right now, but it's gonna be a problem in a second when I have multiple werewolves running at me, which is about to happen. I think I'm going to use the cheese method on these guys. So one way to deal with these guys is to run through this door. They can't fit through this door. They can't fit through this door, which means you can just attack them, and they can't do anything to you in return if you're just standing here. It makes them a lot easier to deal with, as you might imagine. Okay, there's one left out there, I think. Yeah, okay, he's still on full health. So let's start with a Molotov. Nope, we're not. Well, let's just use the flame sprayer. I think we've got plenty of bullets to clear out this dungeon. The good thing is, you don't really notice this on a normal... Okay, that's the second time... So first of all, in my entire time playing Bloodborne, I have never accidentally closed a door. First of all, I have never accidentally closed a door. And I literally did not even know you could close doors. I thought that once you opened a door, it was permanently opened. So, interesting. And then now that is the second time in this entire run that I have accidentally closed the door, after not even knowing it was possible. Okay, these guys are going to be tricky to deal with. I'm going to open with a Molotov, see what that does. Pretty good damage. Okay, he doesn't want to do anything to me. I'm going to use a flame sprayer. Anytime he doesn't want to do anything to me, I'm just going to hit him with a flame sprayer. Okay, I got him with a backdash. Anyway, you don't normally notice this while playing through the game normally, but there are a lot of enemies that drop Quicksilver bullets and blood vials. So on a challenge run like this, when you have to rely on Quicksilver bullets... Okay, here's the Cosmic Eye Watcher badge. We should be able to buy... Rosmarinus now. On a run like this, where you have to use Quicksilver bullets for everything that you do, it's really helpful when you're exploring levels to have enemies just constantly dropping bullets. I think that's going to miss. Yeah. I know that it's a bad idea to throw Molotovs at these werewolves, and I just keep doing it anyway. Yeah, I can't believe how much time it takes to burn them down. Considering the fact that they're weak against fire, that takes way longer than it should. There is a enemy that drops bloodstone chunks over here. I'd like to get him with the Molotov if I can. I suspect it's not going to deal enough damage. Well, especially if he does that. Okay, well thankfully for some reason he ran backwards, so that worked to my advantage. Okay, I'm going to have to play a game of chicken with this guy. This guy is always tricky to deal with because he's behind a wall. If you go out first, he'll grab you. Ooh, nice. Okay, so that first Molotov that I threw actually hit him. So that's good. Still not dead. Okay, I'll just get him now. Okay, so the flame sprayer actually helps a lot with that guy, because the way that you can use it to just like fire a burst of flame and then move back around the wall. Usually getting him while he's behind that wall is really tricky. Because if you go through the door and try to fight him, you're in this small room with like a really bad camera angle, and he can grab you while you're turning the corner. There's just so many ways that it can go wrong. And most of the time he's content to just stand there and not come out from behind the wall. Got him. Those, I will say those brain suckers are not too hard to deal with, honestly. They have a reputation as being very difficult, very frustrating enemies. Now, I do agree with frustration. If they grab you and you lose insight, that can be very frustrating. And just the way the grab works in general can also be very frustrating, because of especially the way that if you parry these enemies while they're grabbing you, they will still grab you anyway. Understandably, that is very annoying. And then when they grab you, you lose insight, and it also takes a long time. So there are many reasons why these enemies are very annoying. I'm gonna bait him out. I don't think so. But if you do what I'm doing, you just dodge their long-range attacks, and then you just, like, if they do anything else, you just move out of the way. Okay, I'm gonna get this guy with the auger. So if they do any melee attacks, you just move out of the way and then hit them while they're in their recovery frames, including the grab. You can just move out of the way. And then if they do their long-range attack, you just dodge through it and then punish them while they're in their recovery frames. Alright, I'm also going to get Make Contact while I'm here. You need Make Contact for later in the run because you have to use it to get the highest level moon from the Brain of Menses. Although, if you don't get it, it's not that big of a deal. You can just kill the Brain of Menses and get the living string from it. The main thing you need from it is the living string. You don't really need moon. This goes back to what I was saying earlier about all of the different runes in the game. If you don't get moon from the Brain of Menses, you could just get it from one of the Chalice dungeons, and you'll get the highest tier version of the rune anyway. So, why wouldn't you just do that, right? Anyway, that's Upper Cathedral Ward. We cleared all of the enemies. We definitely don't have enough resources to fight the... What's the name of this boss? Emissary. We don't have enough blood vials to fight Emissary right now, so we're going to have to go back. Maybe I will restock my items and possibly upgrade the Marinus, Rose Marinus, while I'm doing this. Let me check. You know what I should do? I should check and see what the arcane defense is like on the remaining bosses. So, Bloodborne, let's go with Emissary boss fight. So I'll get I should be able to get the Bloodborne wiki to come up here. Bloodborne wiki. Yes, Celestial Emissary. Okay, I want to see what the arcane defense is like on some of these bosses. Hold on. My screen is really dark. I need to brighten it. Sometimes I turn the brightness down to conserve the battery, but then I can't see anything. So if you don't know what I'm doing right now, the reason I'm just standing here in the Hunter's... Oops. The reason I'm just standing here in the Hunter's Dream is because I'm checking some of the stats on some of the bosses to see their arcane defense. Okay, he has pretty decent arcane defense. Celestial Emissary has pretty decent arcane defense, but it's not like an absurd amount. So Rose Marinus should be pretty good, although the Flame Sprayer would be significantly better. So it's probably not worth it to upgrade, to invest super heavy into the Rose Marinus yet. I do want to check some other bosses, though. See what the Rose Marinus does against them. Gearman, for sure, is a very important one to check. Oh, yeah, he has... Wow, he has very... Okay, Gearman has extremely low arcane defense. I might need to keep that in mind. That might be a method for fighting him without needing to use the Tiny Tonitrus. One Reborn is also important. It has extremely high arcane defense, low flame... Okay, so honestly, this might be the time to invest into the Flame Sprayer, because it's good against the Celestial Emissary. It's good against the One Reborn. It was good against Rom. Wow. Honestly, I think I was underestimating how good the Flame Sprayer is in the late section of this run. Ebriate, you know what? Why can't I say her name? Ebritus, daughter of the cosmos. Okay, she doesn't have good arcane defense, but her flame defense is significantly worse, so Flame Sprayer is good against her as well. I'm honestly starting to think that Flame Sprayer might be worth investing into heavily. Mikolash, I'm almost certain he has high arcane defense. Yeah, he does. And his flame defense is not that good. Huh. So, you know what? I was completely mistaken. The Rose Marinus has better arcane scaling, yes, but the fact... You really have to look at things in context. The fact that so many of these bosses are weak against fire or also have extremely high arcane defense is a super important piece of information. Okay, so... Let me see if I can actually get it. You can get the Rose Marinus. It's 60,000, but we're not going to use it right now anyway, so that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade my Flame Sprayer and start using that. We could also buy Bone Marrow Ash now, but I don't think we need any at this point in time, but I will keep that in mind. So if we get into another situation where we need to buy Bone Marrow Ash, we have an infinite supply. Okay, so we're going to do Flame Sprayer to +8. We could go around collecting materials to upgrade it to +9. I don't think we need to do that yet. I think we're fine to just like kind of proceed with what we're already doing. And let's use this Flame Sprayer to go fight the Celestial Emissary. Have we got anything so far that's better than just having a few extra blood vials? I don't think so. I think damage reduction would be good if I was scared of getting hit by enemies, but I think having extra blood vials is better because that's 15 extra casts if converted into blood bullets. By converting those 3 extra vials into blood bullets, we get 15 extra casts. I think that's a lot more important. The other thing about Bone Marrow Ash is that when you pick up a bunch of them in the Forbidden Woods, you get like 7 extra that go into storage. So even if we need more later, we don't need to buy them. We can just get the ones that we already have in storage. All right, so let's head back. We're ready for the Celestial Emissary fight now. Should be here. No, it's actually here. First lamp, because it's Upper Cathedral Ward. Drink some water while I go through my loading screen. So we're just going to start cleaning up all of these bosses as we go into the end game. We're past the 2-hour mark. If you know anything about me, I am not a person who has a lot of stamina for streaming. My streams, when I first started, would typically be between 1 hour and 2 hours. And now I usually go between 2 hours and 3 hours. So we're kind of in the twilight phase of this stream. We're getting close to the end. I'm going to do a little bit more. And you know what else too, by the way? Interesting fact. I play a lot of Bloodborne, even off stream. So like even after this stream is over, there's a chance that I might still play more Bloodborne later today. The only reason I wouldn't is because I have a lot of other things that I want to do today. In fact, I was supposed to go to the bank today, and I didn't. I was supposed to go this morning. I was going to go to the bank in the morning and then stream later afterwards, but I ended up just streaming immediately. I haven't had lunch yet either. So I'm gonna have to do that. Let me see how much damage the Augur does to these guys, because the Flame Sprayer is not really doing a lot. I mean, it's doing a good amount, but not like a lot. Augur's a 2-hit, so it's probably not worth it. Let me find... Where's the main body? I seriously cannot find him. I don't think he's in this group. Because typically he doesn't run forward. Typically he hangs back. Oh, it might be this one here. Yeah, it's him. It's him. Okay, I see him. It's this guy here. If you need help finding the main body of the Celestial Emissaries, it's the one who hangs in the back. He will sometimes run towards you, but typically, yeah, see, like once all the other ones are running forward, once they get close enough, they will continue to run forward and attack you, but what he does instead, oops, once he gets close enough, okay. Once he gets close enough, he doesn't run forward to attack you. Instead, he just goes into like an idle animation where he starts to back off. Alright, so what I'm going to do is use... okay. What I'm going to do is use Molotovs. And then if I need to, I'll switch back to the Flame Sprayer. Yeah, so a big problem with fighting multiple enemies and bosses like this who have a lot of ads with them is just the recovery time. Like, after you throw a Molotov, after you cast Augur of Abritus, there's so much time before you can move again, before you can dodge again. And the enemies will just run up to you and hit you while you're in your recovery frames. Okay, we pretty much got this. One more shot, I think, unless that misses. It missed, but I think it still got him. Very nice. Communion, not that helpful. I think there's either a bloodstone chunk down here or something else. I'm gonna check. I don't remember what it is, but I know there's something over here. It might be a hunter tool, in fact. Am I crazy? Is it? Yeah, it's a Call Beyond. Funny enough, I actually didn't really find many opportunities in this run to use a Call Beyond. It's not as useful as you'd think. It's really not. Once I get up to 70 Arcane, and like I'm in the post game, there's a chance that I could use it. Okay, so the only thing down there is the Abritus boss fight, which I'm not going to do. Unfortunately, you have to use a Bold Hunter's Mark to get out of here. You can't get back to the lamp without using a Bold Hunter's Mark. So I have to use one here. I'm not ready for the Abritus fight, so we're not going to do that. That's like Abritus, Logarius, and Gehrman we're going to save for like the very end of the run, as well as like the DLC bosses who have inflated health bars and take a long time to kill. I don't want to do Nightmare Frontier right now. I've been streaming for more than 2 hours already. I think I'll do Nightmare Frontier at the start of the next stream rather than the end of this stream. So we could either do like 1 or 2 floors of the next of Central through Meru, or we could do the next section of Yahar Ghul. I think I don't want to do Yahar Ghul either. That's another one of those things where, like, if I've been streaming for 2 hours, I don't want to do Yahar Ghul at the end, like after streaming for 2 hours. I think like a quick, easy dive into this Central through Meru, and then we can end the stream after this. I think this is the way to go. And this helps us continue making progress towards clearing all of the Chalice dungeons, like I said. Let me see what the poll looks like right now. So far it's 100% yes. So people do want me to do all of the DLC bosses. But I'm gonna run the poll again at the start of the next stream just because I think it will get more votes. So my plan for the start of the next stream is to do Nightmare Frontier, Amygdala. So hold on, that's not everything I want to say. At the start of the next stream, I'm gonna put up a poll about whether or not people want me to do all the DLC bosses. Then I'm going to do Nightmare Frontier, I'm going to do Amygdala, I'm going to do the first section of Yahar Ghul. I'm not going to fight One Reborn immediately. Then I'm going to check the results of the poll. If people want me to do the DLC, I will do the DLC at that point in time. I will start going into the DLC. Then I will have One Reborn, Abritus, Ludwig, anyone else? Lower Thumeru, Chalice Dungeon. Let's see. Mikolash, Murgo's Loft. So I'll have an option between like 5 different things to do at that point. Basically, I'm listing off all the things. I don't need to list off all the things, but I listed off all the things anyway. I don't know if I'll be able to get this lever before something kills me. There's a lot of stuff chasing me right now. I think I got it. Wow. That absolutely should have killed me. That absolutely should have killed me. Okay, this bagman is scary because if he jumps on me, he will kill me. Okay, he didn't jump. If he jumped, I was probably dead there. He didn't jump. Probably not dead. Oh. This is tricky. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this item without getting killed. Wow. Those extra levels in Vitality paying off. So, every time you level up in this game, you get a small increase to your defense stat. The game calls it physical defense. That's actually not accurate. It's very misleading. The defense stat that levels up, that increases every time you level up is actually a universal defense stat that protects you against all forms of damage, which is extremely powerful and extremely important. So in Bloodborne, literally just gaining levels in any stat makes you better at surviving attacks. Okay, so this is a problem. He actually has the same poise that third phase Gehrman has, which I was talking about earlier on in the video. what happens is when you hit him with the Augur of Abretus, it doesn't knock him down. It only stuns him. And because you have such a long recovery time after you cast Augur of Abretus, this means that he can attack you after you cast it while you're still in your recovery frames. And he can potentially damage you. The only thing is that with this boss in particular, because he doesn't like to attack, he usually likes to run away and back off. Ooh, nice, I got a parry. You see how he likes to run away and back off? That's the only reason he's not punishing me right now. If he had more aggressive AI, what would happen is that after I cast the Augur, it wouldn't knock him down, and then he would attack me afterwards while I was in my recovery frames. I got 2 parries, by the way. 3 parries. Awesome. That was a really clean fight. But yeah, he has the same poise as third phase Gearman. So that is definitely worth noting. All right, I'm going to maybe run through the next floor. I'm going to see what it looks like. The problem is I think you have to get materials from this chalice, if I'm not mistaken. So you have to like go through all these side rooms and like kill all the monsters and fight all the bosses. Yeah, there's like something over here. You know what I'll do? I'll clear out this side room and then I'll see if I want to either, if we like have a lot of materials or if I don't feel like playing anymore. You know, this might just be the Hintertomb chalice. I don't know. I'm going to use the run through and run away from everything strategy and see how it goes. These messages lead me to believe that this is a mandatory diversion, but my knowledge of the game and my memory makes me feel like this is not a mandatory route. I don't think I need to be going here. I need to drink some water, by the way. My throat is starting to get really hoarse. He's going to hit me. At least he didn't hit me off the ladder. There's a guy over here. Okay, nothing is chasing me. I'm going to take a break and drink some water. I think I need to end the stream soon, based on how my voice is sounding. I had a stream. Oh, that was close. I almost dropped my water and spilled it everywhere. I had a stream last week, and then on Thursday, I recorded a voiceover with a collaborator that I'm going to start editing soon. So I'm going to have a collaboration that I recorded, and we ended up talking for more than 3 hours. So that was a really long stream. Well, not a stream, but a long recording session. And then on Friday night, I did another voiceover for another collab that I'm working on. So on Saturday, I took the day off and I rested my voice, and then now today I'm talking again a lot. So I really have to rest my voice today if I can. I think I should probably not stream for too much longer. Oh, 550 damage from the Augur of Abretus. That's crazy. All right, there's a bunch of enemies in here. They have really funny behavior. It's keyed. I've tested this out. So their behavior is keyed to the chest in that other room that I was just in. For some reason, when you open that chest, it alerts all of the enemies in this room and they know that you're out here. But if you don't open the chest, they don't know that you're here. It's very, very weird. And then, like, for example, if you die and you go through the level again, because you don't open the chest again, the enemies don't know that you're here again. I'm really loving the flame sprayer. If the flame sprayer had rally, it would be insane. Can you imagine if this thing had rally? You could just stand there and hold down the button. Get a counter hit on him. Get a counter hit on this dog. Now heal myself, because I let myself take way too much damage there. Counter hit on him. These naked ones don't have a lot of fire defense, which probably makes sense if you think about it. Oh! Got him with a backdash. That was good. Alright, I'll restock some bullets here. Check out this guy with the auger. Alright, I'm probably going to fight the big guy with the auger of Abretus, because if I remember correctly, I think it knocks these guys down. And if it does, he has, like, no chance against me. Yeah, there's nothing he can do against me. And this is the Hintertomb Chalice, by the way. So we didn't necessarily need to come here. I think we got, like, some Blood Echoes. We got some ritual materials. It wasn't a complete waste of time, but I'm never going to go into the Hintertomb Chalice ever again on any playthrough. There's nothing in there. It has no ritual materials that you need for other chalices. It has no chalices that you need for other chalices. It has no good blood gems. It has nothing that you need for completion's sake. I mean, I could keep listing things off, but point being, there's literally nothing in the Hintertomb Chalices, and it only stops, like I mentioned, at depth, maybe depth 2. It's either depth 2 or depth 3 where Hintertomb stops, and all of the best gems are at depth 5, so you can't get any good gems from Hintertomb. The only thing in there is the Madman's armor set that you can get. So if you want the Madman's armor set, you have to do Hintertomb. But other than that, there's no reason to ever step foot in there. Let's go get the lever here. And then if I have a lot of vials and a lot of bullets left, I will fight the boss on this floor. I will at least make one good attempt. I think there's a witch at the top of this ladder who's going to try to kill me with a fireball. Yeah, this is one of the hardest encounters in the entire game of Bloodborne, in my opinion. I mean, there's like nothing you can do against these witches, so I'm gonna try again. I'm not just gonna give up here. In fact, this increases the chances that I'm gonna fight the boss, because now I'm gonna have restocked bullets and restocked vials. These witches alone, like one of these witches alone, is a very, very difficult enemy to fight because of the way their fireballs work. When they cast the fireball, it appears in the air in front of them, and if you try to attack them, you will hit the fireball and take counter hit damage from a fireball, which is a lot of damage. And when they are casting, they will shoot like 7 fireballs in a row without stopping. It's absolutely absurd, the number of fireballs they will shoot at you before they just like stop. Oh crap, there's a bagman here. Yeah, so, and I knew the bagman was there too. I was actually about to say that, because I'm not even done with this. So now imagine fighting 2 witches at the same time. So that makes it even harder. Now imagine 2 witches at the top of a ladder, so you can't attack while you're on a ladder. So the only thing you can do is go up to the top of the ladder, and then as soon as you get to the top, the witch is immediately going to be shooting you with fireballs. Now imagine 2 witches at the top of a ladder, and there's a bagman with them. So while you're fighting the witches, a bagman can run into you from behind and one-shot you. It is absolutely insane how difficult they set up this encounter. Like, putting 2 witches at the top of a ladder with a bagman patrolling the area is just absolutely sadistic. Like, there was no need to do that. That is a war crime. Like, Miyazaki committed a war crime with this one. I can't believe this encounter's in the game. And it's not randomized either, it's scripted. If it was randomized, like, you could be like, okay, like, sure, like, that happened, you know, it randomly put all of these dangerous enemies together. But no, this is scripted. They wanted this to happen. They wanted you to have to deal with 2 witches at the top of a ladder and then get hit from behind by a bagman. Okay, so I got all my echoes back. I think there's a bunch of consumables that I can pick up here too. I don't remember what the second boss here is, but we can definitely deal with them, like, no matter what they are. There might be an invisible wall over here, I'm not sure. No, just some items. Am I crazy? Is this an invisible wall? No. It's in one of the dungeons. There's like an invisible wall that has a bunch of ritual materials behind it. As many times as I've run through these mandatory chalice dungeons, I still don't, like, remember everything in them. And honestly, I wish I never had to run through them again. It would be a lot more fun if you could just skip to Depth 5 FRC and just start playing like the actual game, because that's where the game really starts, in my opinion. Alright, this guy is a joke. We can just kill him with the auger. I think every build in the game has like different enemies that they excel against. Like some enemies they're strong against, some enemies that they're weak against. And one thing about arcane builds is because they have the Augur of Abritus, they deal very well with a lot of the Chalice Dungeon mid-boss enemies, like the enemies that guard the levers. Because those enemies are typically dangerous due to the fact that they have high poise. But with the Augur of Abritus, you can just knock them on the ground and their poise doesn't matter. It ends up being like a direct counter, and a lot of them are very weak against arcane damage as well. So you can just hit them and knock them on the ground 5 times in a row, and there's nothing they can do to you. Even once you get to Depth 5 FRC and they have a lot of HP and they have a lot of defense, you can just knock them on the ground 5 times in a row and you just automatically win. Okay. There's a good chance these guys are going to hit me while I'm opening this door. I think this is just a pig. Oh no, it's Keeper of the Old Lords. Okay, I can beat him. This is an easy fight. I think Augur even knocks him on the ground too. I think it does. I mean, we're going to find out in a second, but I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, it does. There's not much he can do against me. I might switch to the Executioner Gloves when I go into the second phase. Honestly, I could actually stun lock him and prevent him from going into his second phase, but I don't need to do that. Parry, which means I get a counter hit here. I might not even get a counter hit because he gets up too quickly. Okay, he does have dodge sideways behavior, so I have to keep mind of that. Gotta heal back up. The scariest thing about the Keeper of the Old Lords is his counter damage. Okay, so while he's running forward to do an attack, he will walk into the Augur. But if he's not running forward to do an attack, if he's just running forward like to get closer, he'll dodge sideways. So I have to keep that in mind. Honestly, if I switch to the Executioner Gloves here, I can just kill him with no issues. Oops. Yeah, he'll dodge sideways, but then the Executioner pellets will just follow him. Oh, okay, those ones were too far away, but I can get him with this one. Yeah. Alright. Well, that is the Keeper of the Old Lords. He came, he went, he was defeated. Alright. I'm going to wind down the stream here. At the start of the next stream, I will put up the new poll to see, you know, whether people really want to see the DLC content or if it's just Marseillos who wants to see it. Then we'll do Nightmare Frontier. We got to do Canehurst at some point. We'll probably do the DLC. I suspect people will vote for it. I think people want to see it, but I'll leave it up to a vote anyway. And then we can start transitioning into the final bosses of the game, like One Reborn, Mikolash, Murgo's Wet Nurse, etc. So we're pretty close. We're in like the final stretch of the game. I don't think we'll finish it next stream. What we'll probably do is like get through almost everything next stream, and then we'll do one very last stream where we just fight like a few bosses that we didn't finish killing yet. I'm going to go ahead and say thanks to everybody who came by today. If you're a lurker, I don't know your name, but I am still happy that you were here. I'm grateful to you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it. To the regulars who stopped by, Aether was here, lurking early on. Thanks for stopping by as always. Thanks to Oak for stopping by as always, and Marseillos. Marseillos, you were very chatty today, which was good. It was nice to have somebody to talk to while I was doing all this stuff instead of just sitting here talking to myself while playing a game. Eric the Mad Scientist stopped by. The name sounds a little bit familiar. I'm not sure. You're either a first-time viewer or you might be like this might be like your second time here. But either way, thanks for stopping by. And like I said, to the lurkers, I don't know your names, but thank you as well. If you enjoyed the stream, I hope that you will consider coming again next time. I usually stream around the same time of day, so it'll be like around the same time of day, but it will be a different day of the week. Unfortunately, I haven't decided yet which day I'm going to stream again, so I can't tell you. But if you turn on the notification button, I guess YouTube will tell you when I'm streaming. You can also leave a like, but for now, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go have lunch.